Welcome back to the Big Three, the only three, the DEEP3 NBA show. I'm your host, Miguel Fernandez, and I'm here alongside Nicholas Lujan.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the NBA show. We had an All Star break, long weekend. Couple
Where
of
it
days
felt
with
like
no
like
basketball.
forever. It felt like
Right.
forever since we recorded. We was on here on Thursday. Decided since it's All-Star break, we'll take a break for ourselves too. No episode Monday, no games since then. And I'm just
Yeah.
happy to jump back into it. We got a fun one for you as always. One word on every team. But before we start that, I gotta ask you, Nico, how have you fulfilled your time with no NBA basketball?
No NBA basketball. Dead ass. I worked all weekend. I didn't even get to watch the All-Star weekend, but I watched soccer. There was soccer during the week, so Tuesday, Wednesday.
Have filled your sports fix?
Yeah, but it's just for the day. Like I only watch one game each of those days. So you know how basketball be. They have so many games at night. You watch like two, three at least a night.
Yeah.
But it was something. And later on in the day, then I was bored as hell for the rest of the day. I would just went and play soccer.
Nah, yeah, I watched some of the games too. I watched both games yesterday. The Man U Atletico and I watched Benfica and Ajax.
Yeah,
Those are both fire games if I were to say
they
so
were good.
myself.
Yeah, they were
I'm
good.
excited for the second one for both of them.
Yeah, the return, the leg,
Yeah.
cause they're all tied up.
And
But
then
yeah,
I got
what you been doing?
I've been
Just
watching college basketball. Like you was at my house. When was it? I forgot which
yes,
day it was. We were watching. No, it
two
was
days
the day
ago.
before. Yeah, day before yesterday. We were watching the Florida versus Arkansas game. That game was really good. Arkansas,
Yeah.
they're just a consistent fixture in college basketball. And I watched some of Auburn. Watched them play against Florida as well. Jabari Smith. Every time I watch him, it's just like, yo, this guy's the best player in college
He
basketball.
goes off.
He's the best. He's the best prospect in college basketball for sure. I'm excited. I'm excited to see if we do to get to the league. And
I
I
seen the
watched Duke
list. Didn't they
yesterday.
release like the rankings again? I seen them today.
What for college?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I
I
think it's
seen
on
it on like
Mondays. I
basketball.
think it's on Mondays or Tuesdays.
Yeah, the chair was back up at one. Forgot
Oh,
who
you're talking
was.
about like a mock draft?
Yeah. It was SBN's mock draft. That's what it was.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I didn't see it.
They just
Yeah, I
released it.
watched Duke play yesterday. Paulo, he's gonna show you the same thing every game. He's just consistent. He gets his own shot, but he struggles late in games. I've seen that a couple times. But AJ Griffin, that's the guy I sent you. I was watching him play yesterday, and he just seems so smooth with it. Like he's
Yeah,
a two-way player. His
he's
jumper
number
is a
six in
little
the mock
slow, but
draft.
yeah, but he's shooting 48%. And he's
Yeah.
about 6'8". He has length. He looks like he's a little athletic too. But he's a prospect on the rise
You
for
don't think
sure.
he reminds you like a Jaren Jackson, but just like
Yo, his
way
jump shot looks like
shorter?
Jaren Jackson Jr. That's what I was thinking. The same thing.
Like way shorter though.
Like he plays like Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah, his
But he's
body type.
shorter, like you said. He kind of reminds me of like Patrick Williams too. They're like the same build, no cap.
Yeah.
And I'm still high on Patrick Williams too, so we'll see how that goes with that project. He was good his rookie year. He had high expectations this
He
season.
was doing decent this season, all right, and then he goes down with that wrist for the rest of the
Yeah,
season.
he's projected to come back. Yeah, before we
I don't
get
think he's
into
coming
the,
back. I'm not sure. Well, he might be.
he's supposed to. They were saying that he's projected to come back at least by the playoffs.
Oh, that's good then.
There's a question for
I
him to
don't know if
come
he
back.
gets
Like there's
minutes.
a chance. But before we go to the main topic, we have to touch on All-Star Weekend. We're gonna start from the beginning,
Yeah.
do a couple minutes on each segment, talk about what we like, what we didn't like. So first, I don't know if you watched it. You said you were working. The celebrity game to me, I liked it.
I
I
didn't
think they
watch
had
it.
some real athletes in it this year. So it was fun. I've always tuned into celebrity game. I'm one of those guys that watches everything All-Star Weekend. I try to watch every single competition. I'm really into it. And they had I don't remember his name, but he was an Olympian in the long jump, I think, and he was playing his ass off. He was
The
from
one that won
Italy.
MVP.
No, he didn't win MVP. The one that won MVP was the guy who does the Peloton. I guess he's one of the instructors on Peloton on the screen. He won MVP. He had like 18 points. But that guy was going crazy. The Italian dude, he was athletic. He dunked a couple times. Like, he was going crazy. And Myles Garrett was just big as hell, too.
Oh, I know you're talking about the guy. Doesn't he do like? Isn't he famous for like the special dunks, like the one-handed dunks and all that? Where he caught an alley oop and stuff. He caught a putback. That's the guy you're talking about.
Yeah, he did catch a putback. He dunked a couple times.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was fun. That was
he
alright.
was athletic.
But
It was alright. I feel like I told you. I said it. We said it on Thursday. I just feel like celebrity games. You should just take it out and add like a bunch of the college. I get college guys to play or something.
yeah, try and do something Ignite team. I like the celebrity game, so I wouldn't be.
But yeah, some
taking it
people
out.
like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It depends. If you're gonna get celebrities,
If they had them doing like competitions, like if they had them
That
do a
would be
3-point
fire.
contest, that would be fire.
yeah, that would be fine.
You know, they would miss a lot, but still, like at least they getting a chance to do a 3-point contest.
Yeah.
But then moving on, we had the Rising Stars Challenge, which is always every year one of my favorite events. I like the way they did it this year, where they broke it into 4 teams, games up to 50, 2-game. It's a 1-game series, best out of however many teams. But it was fun. I liked all the young players that were in it, especially a lot of them were trying hard. Like Jayshawn Tate, he stood out to me.
Yeah,
He was
I gotta watch it. I didn't get no time to watch nothing.
him and Mobley too. Like his defensive, like they were trying hard. Like you could tell, like they weren't just like just playing like an all-star game. Like they were trying. They wanted to win. They're competitive young guys.
Yeah,
And Evan Mobley and Jayshawn Tate were really bringing it defensively. Then you had
I
Cade on that
expected
same
it though.
team.
I did expect it to be like that because the format was gonna make it competitive. So it was gonna make it competitive. Then you know what I'm saying, you wasn't even playing a full game technically. You was playing a half and then the final game, right? Because it was
Yeah,
only
it
two
was
games.
the first game was up to 50, and then the second game, like the final game, was up to
It's up to
25.
75, right? Oh,
No, yeah, it was up
25?
to 25. Yeah, added up to 75 with both.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nah, it was fun. I like the format. Yeah, like I said, the guy that jumped out to me the most was Jayshawn Tate. He balled out. I like what I seen from Scoot. Dyson Daniels, the G League player, the Ignite player, he played well. And he was getting coached up a lot. And it was weird to me because Anthony Edwards barely played. And that was the reason why I picked Team Isaiah to win it all, because I thought he was the best player in the competition, honestly.
He was probably feeling a little sore or something. It had to be.
Yeah, he probably just wasn't. If he said that they weren't going to try hard, they're just trying to have fun. So I guess that's why they didn't really play him.
Probably that could be another reason too.
Yeah, because like the guys that played were all the guys that really trying hard.
But
like Scotty Barnes and Duke Sumu and shit. Like those guys aren't. They don't take plays off.
yeah, that was a nice ass at me from K to Mobley.
Yeah,
but yeah, they should just start doing it like this. So I think they should just start doing it. It makes it more. I mean, I like it competitive, different concept. Not having them all just play one game and then, you know what I'm saying, just not even trying in that game either. Unless you like make it the same concept of the All Star. You know what I'm saying, on Sundays where they play like the Kobe. The
Yeah.
Kobe win. But I mean, you could go either way. You're gonna be fine. I think this is probably other than the actual like All Star weekend. Like this one in the game was probably the best thing he had all weekend, right? You think?
No, I think I liked it. It was close. It was a couple of I like this. I like the 3-point contest. Of course, everybody likes that every year. That's constantly entertaining. But I'm a fan of the skills challenge as well. So I like that. I liked what they did with it
this
too.
year?
I like, yeah. We can move on to that now. But I like it because the format that they did was really like it was different. So with the where they shoot the half court shots last, and then they have like the where the little hot spots where you have to take your shots at.
Yeah, the hot spots.
They had that. Then they had the passing one. I've always liked the one where you have to run up and down the court, get the layup, and throw it into the thing. Like
the passing.
Yeah, the passing round. The half court round was exciting to me because it's like you had the first team went, and I forgot it was the rookies, and I think it was Cade. Like they were doing half court shots. It was his time for the second time around. Like 10 seconds in, and he makes a half court shot. And then everybody's like, "Oh, like that's fast. Like 10 seconds, that's fast as hell to get a half court shot." And then next round, You get the Cavs going and Mobley makes it on his first try. So that shit was fun.
Jeez.
Yeah, I liked
No,
it.
yeah. It was alright. Like it wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. It's way better than the actual course. The just one course you
Yeah,
run
for
in like
sure. I think this was way better
5
because of the shooting
minutes.
spots too. Because like you had them shooting like that from the Dame spot,
Yeah,
which is
Josh
like
Giddey
on the
wasn't
logo.
missing.
What'd you say?
Said Josh Giddey wasn't missing.
Yeah, nah, he did good in this one. He did good in
So
this category. Kane missed a lot. I felt like
like
Giannis
all the
did really
shots
good
get
too.
added towards the end, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then Garland really showed out in this one. I feel like he carried the. Besides
For the
that,
Rooks, right?
no, he played for the
For the
Cavs.
Cavs, yeah.
He showed out. Like he played really well. Well, played well, did well, however you want to say it for the skills challenge.
He didn't
But
miss for the skill challenge.
nah, yeah, he did good because he's a skillful player. If you really look at it, he could make any pass in the book. He's fast too. Like I think he carried. Like he did crazy. Besides that, the half court shot from Evan Mobley on his first try, that
Yeah,
was nuts.
he probably had the most points in his event as a player his own.
Probably. Giannis did good
He
too.
had
Giannis
18
shot
at
it.
one point when he was shooting. He had 18. I think he probably had like 20. If anything, he had more. If Josh Giddey had 16,
Yeah,
nah, he
Giannis
definitely
shot it
had it.
from the logo on his first try. He hit it.
Oh, Giannis was a part of it too. I
Yeah, it
definitely
was in the Date of the Kumpo Bros. But I
Oh,
think they
so
should keep
that's
this.
the half court shot, pretty much the logo
The
shot.
logo. Yeah, that's the Dame shot. Then the corner is Ray Allen.
That's
And
what
then I
they
think the
called it
mid
too,
range
right?
is Michael Jordan. Yeah. I don't know
That's
what
what
the
they
top of
called
the
it.
key was. But like each spot was like for like a legendary moment.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I feel like it was a good idea. They should keep it. I miss the shooting stars was kind of fun too. Where it was an NBA player, a legend, and a WNBA player. That was fun.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
This
like I
wasn't
said,
this year. Yeah.
uh, oh, you saying add it?
Like they used to have it before, like in 2014, I think they did it. Where it
Yeah.
was they used to have like a pass, a present, and then a WNBA player. And they would just take like shots from half court and shit and like
Yeah,
take
I don't know
different
what the
shots.
Thanasis and Telegrupo thought they were gonna do in this. Motherfuckers can't even shoot other than Giannis. And Giannis
There was this one
just don't even shoot.
in the passing round, it was like the targets moving. It was like the targets and they were moving side to side the whole
Uh
time.
huh.
And there's three spots, so you can't shoot the same spot twice. So you have to keep switching. And they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
doing it like so in sync, like it was just like perfect. Like you could
The
tell.
Telegrupo brothers.
Yeah, like I'm trying to see if I can find it right here. Like they were just perfectly in sync. They did their shit on that.
It's like it just keeps moving.
Yeah, like you see this right here. Like they keep moving and they just have to keep switching spots.
Oh yeah. It's not moving that fast though. I
No, it's
ain't
not
gonna
moving
lie.
fast, but you can't stay on the same spot. Like you can take the same
Yeah, you
pass
gotta
more than
keep
once.
moving. Yeah. I
Yeah,
know
they
what
were
you're
in
saying.
sync with that one. In the 3-point contest, it was surprising for me that Carl Anthony Towns won. I thought I had Desmond Bain, but
Yeah, we both had Bane.
he didn't really do too good,
But
honestly.
didn't we say we wouldn't be surprised if Cat won though? I could have sworn.
I was surprised that he won. I'm not gonna lie.
I low key wasn't when I found out. I was mad happy. I was like, let's go.
I
I was
thought
mad
that
happy for my boy.
I thought that Luke Kennard really showed out too. Like
Yeah, he competed with him to the finals, right? If
yeah,
you
Luke
remember.
Kennard shot the ball crazy,
Yeah.
and it was somebody else. Who else was the other person? Somebody else made it to the final. Oh, I think it was Zach Levine. Oh, Trey Young. Trey Young did crazy in
Yeah.
that competition too. And then we go on to the final event of Saturday night, the dunk contest,
The most disappointing.
the most controversial contest of Saturday night. A lot of people are saying to just let it die out. Like, what do you think? What do you think they have to do to fix the dunk contest? Because we all know it was bad, so there's no point even talking about it. There's a lot of
Yeah.
missed dunks. It wasn't nothing really that was spectacular.
Reason
Shout out
why
Obi
it's bad.
Toppin.
Reasons I think it's bad. I think we just gotta switch a lot of things. It's not just one thing that's gonna fix it. I think the reason what it is it's a longevity contest, and we're starting to see dunks that we already have seen. But you know what I'm saying? Like we don't. I mean, the recent couple years, the last 2 3 years, it's been young guys, and young guys haven't. It hasn't been nothing crazy type of dunks. I think it's just same repetitive dunks. So it's like we've seen it all already. And then the judges are also like when they are the good ones and they don't even give the good points. So
I feel like the
like
judging
I
isn't a
think
problem. I feel like it's more the dunks.
it's just repetitive dunks and we've seen them already. And plus like we were talking about it the other day too. You're gonna get young guys, a lot of young guys now because these stars don't want to compete anymore or anything just because they don't want to get hurt or anything. You just never know. Like if you, it's just look at the ones before. You just been a couple of guys that been hurt or just struggled with injuries that same season they compete for the dunk contest because they were just warming up the whole year, practicing dunks, wild dunks all year, and just getting their knees fucked up. And it's like this is a toll. That's why guys don't want to compete in this tournament. There's a bunch of other guys right now, young guys that are athletic and like Anthony
Anthony
Edwards, and
Edwards, yeah.
none of them want to even compete. And they said that they're just in-game dunk type of guys. But you know why? You know what it is. You know why it is. They don't want to get hurt.
So I seen somebody say that each team should have one participant for the dunk contest. Do you agree with that? Or that make it too long?
One participant, it will make it long. But I mean, it is Saturday. It's the last event. I feel like the dunk contest that goes by quick, anyways.
Like, what's wrong with making an extra hour?
Yeah, like yeah, and it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah,
What
what?
what they should do is fuck getting the players to do it. Get some like Randy's, like there's guys out
Like
there that
the
just
dunk
practice.
competitions and shit?
Sign them to your team or something like that or something. You know what I'm trying to say? And then maybe you get those guys to compete every year, and then you could I don't know trade or whatever. I don't know, just play around with it. You could sign different guys every year to compete in the dunk contest. I think
Yeah.
so because it's just boring. You're just gonna keep seeing the same dunks unless you go and you got somebody that's like Zach Levine and Gordon. We're never gonna get a dunk contest like that.
We're gonna get something like that like every 10 years.
Yeah,
Because like the one before that one, it was like I
it
don't
was Zach Levine and somebody else.
no, it was like the last great one was like the Terrence Ross one, like the one we have on screen right now. This one was like, but the last one that really comes to mind that was like groundbreaking, that was like legendary, was Dwight Howard and Nate Robinson. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
But when they
man.
went at it, like that was a great dunk contest.
Or
When you had them pulling out the
and
capes and shit.
the one before Dwight was MJ and Dominique.
Yeah, that was a long ass time ago. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
that's what I'm
And you
saying.
had the Vince Carter one,
The Vince Carter
2001.
one. Yeah, yeah. I was about to say
I've watched most of the dunk
the Vince
contests when they
Carter
play it
one
on
too.
NBA TV. That used to be me when I was younger, All Star Weekend, fresh out
Just
of middle
watch all
school,
of them.
Saturday
Wake up
morning,
in the
waking
morning.
up. Exactly, they have the reruns. They put like every single dunk contest ever on Saturday mornings.
Alright.
I used to stay up. I used to get up in the morning and watch all them
I'll
shits.
probably do the same, no
Yo,
cap.
those were the Vince Carter one was really crazy. That one was good. Jason Richardson, no, yeah, Jason Richardson when he played for the Warriors, his dunk back to back dunk contest champion. His were fun as well. There's a couple good ones, but it's like yeah, it's a lost art though. We don't really see no crazy ones anymore. Dame that I had a couple years ago. I think I could have sworn Dame was in it. But yeah, this is
Um,
enough talking about the dunk contest. It's already too much. Let's
yeah, it
get
was
to
bad. It was
yeah.
a disappointment, but I think that's what they should do. If not, get other dunkers and just get like Randy's, and you just like you were saying, it's just like a 1 day contract representing your team type of thing. I think that could be a new way of solving it. You know what
Or
I'm
they
saying?
just have to make
And
it
you're
more of
getting
a like
get G League guys. The G
make
League guys
players
who are crazy.
like
They
make
got stupid bounce.
can they have to do a better job at picking the players, or they gonna need more players to really try out.
Oh, and that is another thing.
Because
That's the
like
main reason
JTA,
why.
I've never even like I've seen him dunk on he did good, like he did good for the dunk contest. I seen him dunk on JaVale McGee, but you don't really think of him as a dunker. Obi Toppin, yes. Cole Anthony, that's another one. I was like, yo, I didn't even know he could dunk like that. And
But
he did
like,
I.
but
Jalen
come on,
Green,
bro. You
Jalen
can't.
Green should have did better though.
They picked him because they seen him in the high school rim going crazy. Like, bro, yeah, NBA it's different. That's why he didn't do good. Josh Green was
Jalen
trying to do
Green.
some. Jalen Green was trying to do some
Jalen
crazy
Suggs should
shit.
have did it.
He missed. He was just missing. Honestly, he was doing some crazy shit. He was just missing.
That's a guy I wish would have tried out for who should have done it. Because Jalen Suggs, he does his 360. I've seen him do it like 4 times already. Like he pulls it off. He did it during the Rising Stars Challenge too. Like, he's just so like he really has bounce. I want him in it. I want John Morant. I want Anthony Edwards. I want Obi Toppin in it again.
Obi, I need what's his name from the Spurs?
Lonnie Walker.
Lonnie Walker.
For
Lonnie
sure.
Walker.
Miles Bridges.
Yeah, Miles Bridges.
James
Akusa,
Bouknight could
Javante
really
Green.
throw down too.
Javante Green, I think he got bounced soon. No crap.
Facts. Javante Green. Another Zach LaVine.
Bring back Derrick Jones Jr.
Yeah, put Derrick Jones Jr. back in that shit.
Like what?
Yo, I don't care. Like his dunk contest the 2 years he was in it were really nuts.
Yeah.
Like he throws it through the legs so effortlessly. Oh, so effortless.
But it's
effortlessly.
It's just the amount of power he finished with every dunk, though.
Nah, yeah, he's really an amazing dunker.
It's like he has so much bounce that he had the power to just.
And he's an in-game dunker too. And he's an in-game dunker. Like he's had some crazy dunks in the game.
For sure.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, we need something. We need to switch it up. But moving on to the All-Star game, Steph Curry stole the show. Joel Embiid did his thing. DeJounte Murray really showed out to me. I feel like he was grabbing a woman by the neck. It was really dunking, throwing her off the backboards himself, like he was doing his thing. Who really jumped out to you that you liked?
I watched the highlights, like only saying I wasn't able to watch the game. Yeah, but other than those guys, I mean, Braun hit the final clutch shot.
Yeah, Braun
he didn't have
the beginning.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he didn't score until I think he didn't score like the last couple points into the fourth. And he had like 18, I think.
Yeah, he did good in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 18.
I like.
I mean, John. I said John. I liked his dunks. I remember I told you his dunks were kind of wild. I fucked with it.
I thought he would have done better in the All-Star game too.
Yeah,
but it's the All-Star game. It is what it is.
He's a physical type of guy, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not about to try to attack somebody's chest in an All-Star game. Obviously, a couple plays could happen, but like it wasn't that type of vibe.
And you see a lot of guys that felt like just didn't.
It wasn't as physical as the last 2 years. Yeah, there was.
Jimmy Butler didn't give a fuck about being in the All-Star game.
Yeah,
I think he took 2 shots, and one of them was a catch and shoot corner 3-pointer. The other one was just like a one-legged mid-range. And after that, he played like 8 minutes. Jokic didn't play the fourth quarter.
I was about to say Jokic.
Jokic didn't give a fuck. I think that Chris Paul, he was obviously injured, so he barely played. I think Chris Middleton is another one that just didn't give a fuck about being there.
Yeah. No, for sure, I agree.
Yeah, there's a couple guys where they were like.
There was a couple guys that
I feel like the same thing for John Morant. Like he was having fun, but he wasn't like he wasn't out there like, nah, I'm about to win MVP.
Exactly. He's not gonna go out there and go all and give his
go full throttle and shit. But besides that, it was a fun game. I like the new format. The format is really it's making the game more fun.
It is, and you know what I'm saying? Surprising. I thought LeBron team was gonna blow them out, but it came down to a game-winning shot. So.
Oh, and shout out, Giannis always shows out in the All-Star game. I respect him for that.
Oh yeah, he's another one that shows out in the All-Star game. So yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're gonna go with the It's gonna be one word, but low key one word or phrase because it's hard to go one word on every team.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a title though. For sure. We're going to start off with the Eastern Conference. Go from top to bottom. Give me one word or phrase on the Miami Heat. Up to All-Star break. That's really what it is. First half of the season.
Best way I could say is I'm not going to say overaccomplished either. No, I ain't going to say overaccomplished.
Like overachieved?
Like overachieved. Like I think good. Like in a good way. Like there was supposed to be a top 3 team. I thought a team. If we start at the beginning of the season, no team had you at number 1. Straight up, no team had you at number 1.
For sure, I didn't have number 1 either.
So I could say that, and because what you guys did without your 2 All-Stars, you guys went 13-2 or 12-3. I don't know exactly what the record was with Jimmy out for 15 games, but it was positive. It was like
Yeah.
at least 75%. So that's really good.
If I was choosing a word, process. That's what we call the way that Eric Spoelstra coaches the game of basketball. And this
What
is
you
just the
say?
Eric process. Like the process
For
is
sponsors.
process.
Yes.
Spo knows
Perfect.
straight up. This is an Eric Spoelstra team, like in and out. The way they carry themselves, like Jimmy's obviously outlandish and like he does his thing, but it's a really low key team. Like they don't get talked about much on national TV. Like they're just playing basketball. They're rolling the ball out for 48 minutes. They're gonna see who wins the game. Like it's literally a Spo team through and through. It's
Yeah.
just a gritty team. They play defense. They're shooting a lot of threes right now.
Yeah,
That's
you guys are
yeah,
one of the best shooting
teams in the league right
teams
now
in the
for
league. And
sure.
when you guys went to the finals, you guys were one top two. So it just shows you when you guys are shooting the ball, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's when their shots are falling. They're a tough team to beat because of how much it opens up the floor for
Yeah,
Jimmy and Bam. You can
for
really see
sure.
it when their shots are falling. When I think the stat I seen the other day was when Duncan Robinson is like when he has like a good night, when he goes for like 20 points. I think they're 15-0 when he goes for 20. I think it's a stat or 14-1. So like when their shooters are good, he's an example. Like when their shooters are going, they're a hard team to beat. But next up, one word on the Chicago Bulls.
One word on the Chicago
I'm gonna go
Bulls.
first. I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Consistency. They've
Mm.
been the same team like all year long. They've been getting to you in the clutch. They're giving you buckets in the clutch. Their defense has been iffy, but they can score the basketball and their defense is good when it matters. No matter who's in, no matter who's out, they're just a consistent basketball team, and you know what you're getting from them every single night.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and they haven't even they've been playing with that same lineup for how long? Like they just been going through injuries. That's like the second time they had to go to that lineup, and it's barely guys because it's just so how many injuries they're going through.
Yeah,
But no, like consistency is probably the best word, honestly, to use it with them because you're right. I mean, like they've been winning. Um, I think like you could also say overachieve too for them. Like honestly, because they were not supposed to be a second seed team. A lot of teams thought they were gonna make the play. They had a chance of making a playoff, like they could make it, but like they were not supposed to be this good. And they've been playing good. DeMar DeRozan's playing MVP season. Vuk's been connecting back with them. Levine's been doing his thing, playing like at an All Star level. You know what I'm saying, he made the All Star team. He's playing at an All Star level, so it's really good. Honestly, it's really the Bulls are doing something special.
sure. We could go on to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'll let you take this one first.
Cleveland Cavaliers. Um, I think they're in the same. I'll say young cats turning into vets or uh, young stars
Maturity.
maturing. Yeah, maturity. Because there's a bunch of young stars. Like they're in the same position as the Grizzlies. I think they're just maturing so good. So now you're seeing them just get better and better each game. You watch them; they get better and better each game. I know how to read off defensive uh, schemes. You know what I'm saying? They know how to play. Garland knows how to get into positions. His hot spot. He knows that where to get Mobley on the court where he could attack in the post or just you know what I'm saying, attack aggressively at the lane. It's just little shit like that. Like they just been getting better, and they're just a bunch of young. It's a young team, honestly. It's really a young team,
This is the young
and
team. I
what
would
they're
say.
doing
Oh yeah,
is
go ahead. Sorry.
ridiculous. No, it's just that's it. You could go.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I would go. I would use the like somewhere in the same lane as you. I would go growth. I think of their season, a large part of it is the growth of all their players. Like with Darius Garland, he's growing into a young superstar. Like I'm gonna say, I don't know if you guys could disagree with you want, but I think he's a superstar in the making. The
Yeah,
way he controls that offense, and then the growth in Jared Allen, who's more than just a rim protecting role man big, Like his post work has been solid this season. He's been playing great defensively. The
A
growth
great
in Evan
offensive
Mobley,
rebounder.
who's more NBA ready than everybody thought he was going to be. He had a high ceiling coming into the draft, but nobody thought he was about to come in and do this his rookie year.
Facts.
The growth in Kevin Love as a leader, like the growth in JB Bickerstaff as well. He's become a great coach in this league. Like just growth all around the organization.
Oh yeah.
Moving on. Oh, I didn't even say moving on to Philly. I didn't even see them there. This Philadelphia 76ers. I'm gonna go with this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's more than a word, it's a phrase. One man apocalypse. If y'all play Overwatch, y'all know who I'm talking about. Roadhog says it all the time, one man apocalypse, and that's what the Philadelphia 76ers is. Joel Embiid is coming out every single night, and it's just a wrecking ball. He's knocking guys down. He's shooting his pull-up jumper. He's hyping the crowd up. He's protecting the 10. He's playmaking. He's a one-man apocalypse for real.
Yeah, I could. I'll say. For Philly, I'll say it's all. I think more mental. It's they took the season mentally different, a different mental approach. Um, because I think that we was always good defensively. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't there at the beginning of the year, but uh, I think mental was always the thing. You know what I'm saying? We were just like we weren't good at getting through adversity during the games. You know what I'm saying? There'd be times where we're down by 15, we make a run back. Like we're a good closing team. We're defensively we're the best fourth quarter team in the NBA. Like we hold teams to least points, and I think you know what I'm saying that's been really big for us. I think it's all mental. I think for sure. There's a different mental approach. I said it plenty of times. And this season, Joel B has said it like plenty of times too. Everybody's got a different mental approach to it because they're there to you know what I'm saying prove everybody. They're there to prove something. They got something else right, uh, to prove this season, especially with all that Ben Simmons situation that happened
Yeah.
earlier in the season. I think it was really good, and it shows. I mean, I wouldn't say obviously Embiid's playing at a high level, like you're saying, one man apart, but like George Dan's been so good. Tobias Harris been fucking amazing. Like honestly, he started off really slow, but he's been fucking so good. Maxi, you know what I'm saying, he's starting to hit that you know what I'm saying.
He's
I'm not
taking
gonna
the
say
lead.
all star, but he's starting to hit that leap. You know what I'm saying? As a rook, and he's looking really good. It's been so efficient. Um, Korkman's been so good off the bench. I mean, the team's been doing their thing, and I think it's all different mental game this year. And you could and another thing I could say is like we go down by before last season we down by 10 and we're already giving up for the rest of the game type thing. This season, you know what I'm saying, we were down by 15 against the Bucks, and with 7 minutes left in the second quarter, and then we cut it to two at halftime. We go on a 15-0 run, and this was a recent game. That's probably Thursday, and we played a good Bucks, healthy Bucks team. I could say. Obviously, they're missing a couple of guys, like, but I mean, Serge Ibaka, Drew played, everybody played. So
Yeah,
I
I
say
think that's
more
a
mentally,
a big difference from last season is you guys played better.
mental growth. I'll
You
say,
guys, I feel like you guys blew a lot of leads last season, and when
yeah,
you
another
guys
thing.
went down, you guys really struggled to come back from big leads. Like early on,
Yeah,
like this season, the biggest problem for you guys is you guys start the game off slow a lot. A lot of the
yeah,
time, the first quarters are slow starts for you guys, and then your offense gets going throughout the game. Then in the fourth quarter comes, and you get the ball Joel Embiid and he eats. But that's what you guys doing a lot better this year. I think the confidence is the biggest difference as well. Is you got all these guys have more comments than they had last year. Even a Matisse Thybulle, for the minutes that he's getting, he's a better offensive player than he was last season.
yeah, for sure.
And same thing for Tyrese Maxey. You could tell he's taking the starting point guard role and he's running with it.
Yeah,
And he's running fast. He's fast. He's fast. One of the fastest players in the league right now.
hell yeah, he's so fast.
At least top five. I don't know who else is on that list, but he's at least top five.
His acceleration is ridiculous.
Yeah, the way he picks up speed.
Yeah,
But we can
like
move
even
on.
that Bucks. You watch that Bucks game when they went on that fast break and he dusted Drew Holiday, bro.
Yeah, He's a
That
tough
shit
guard when
was
he's getting
wild.
downhill. He's a tough guard.
Oh, and we won that game because of him. We won that game because of him. We had nothing going in the second quarter, like nothing bad. Like I don't know how many minutes we went like 6 minutes without scoring or five, and he scored 12 straight points.
Yeah,
And
he's
James
having
Harden
a
put him to the side, and he was like, he scored the 12 straight point. He's like, "What I tell you? I told you." He says, "Thank you, thank you." That's what he kept saying, "Thank you," because he was Maxie was listening to him, and it was working.
yeah. Harden should be a good mentor for him. They're gonna be they're gonna be
I
a
love
fun
it.
back. They're
I
gonna be a
think
fun
they're a
background.
good. I think they could work like a good fit. Like
Both of them,
honestly,
yeah, for sure. Nah, I think the both of them could play. My whole fit thing is with him and Embiid, just because their styles are so. The Harden's never played with a post up big before, so we got to see how that works out. But I think eventually it's definitely gonna like they're definitely gonna be good. But I think it's gonna take a little longer for them to gel, because if they like never play with players that are like each other, like you get what I'm saying. Like Harden's used to a guy that catches lobs and could just run 100 pick and rolls, but Embiid's a ISO. I work in the post. I pass off with double teams. So we'll see. But you're gonna see a lot of staggering between both of them. So that you're not going to see that until like beginning of the game, and I think to the fourth quarter. You're gonna see two different teams when the both of them are on the court. That's how I see it. Harden's gonna.
I kind of disagree. I feel like they could work together
I'm not saying
because
it can't. I'm just saying it's gonna take some time to gel.
of course. I think I'm beyond. I think it should be fine. They could click right away because and being athletic as hell too. It's not like he's a
But
stiff. No,
Nico, but
he
if
gets
B's
up
not
there.
running 15 pick and rolls a game, you
He
know he did
why
doesn't do
not?
that
But
because
he
that's
could
not
though
his
because they don't
style of
throw him.
play.
They don't throw him. But if they play him, James Harden is so good at that, so he would get the option to get open and throw a great pass. I could see that
I don't think so. I don't think
because
that's not Embiid's style of
and then
play.
if
Eventually
not,
he could get to that, but right now that's not his style of play. He's a post up big.
I don't because he hasn't had a guy that's that good at passing. Honestly, he hasn't had. That, Maxi was not a point guard when he was playing for us. He was
That's a good
averaging like
point.
4 assists. Like he's
He's
not.
not a
He's a
point guard.
scorer. I
He's a
think he's in a
two
better role now
as a
than
shooting
he
guard.
has ever been. I think he's in a better role now than he has ever been. I think this is a better role with James Harden in the lineup. You put Harden at the one, you make him your two.
Yeah.
And fuck Thibault. I think you go out with minivan out there. You go out with minivan,
You
Tobias
want
Harris,
you want him at the four,
George
Tobias at
Jennings.
the three.
Yes, because he's a way better shooter than
Yeah,
Thibault,
that's what you need is a shooter.
and he's there for defense. He had a great game against the Bucks.
You
Thibault
don't
got
think it's gonna be
Thibault
Korkmaz?
didn't play after the second quarter, and he started the game. The Bucks were leaving him open, and he just
That's what's
and
gonna
bro,
happen in the
that
playoffs,
shit was
though.
getting bad,
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen in the
and it was at a
playoffs.
point where he missed two or three. Like, he was taking them. Like, I'm he at least he's taking them, but he was missing after the third one. You could see right away
His
hesitating.
confidence got
He
shattered.
just start passing, picking, trying to set a pick and roll. And George Niang played the rest of the game, and he played like 35 and hit five threes or 10 threes.
Yeah,
And James Harden was like, "I need you to shoot 10 threes a game, like." Because he's a great shooter. I honestly think he's a great shooter, catch and shoot. He's really good defensively. He's there. He's a big body. He's big bone. You know what I'm saying? He got that PJ Tucker type of body.
he does. Not for real, he does. And he's
Yeah.
taller than PJ Tucker. Nah, yeah, you were right on that one. Yang's having a great season. I don't know. To me, I'm thinking it's gonna be Korkmaz because am I wrong?
Him
Is he the
too.
best shooter on your team now? Am I wrong?
Nah,
Like spot up, catch and
yeah.
shoot. You run him off of like dribble handles and stuff.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
is he replacing
But,
Seth Curry? That's
but
my question.
the thing is, I need you still need a good unit to come out there. Like you're still gonna have to have a decent second unit. But Shake Milton's back in the lineup too, so you know what I'm
Nah,
saying. I
yeah,
don't
you're
know.
right because he does play a lot of backup point guard.
Yeah.
Korkmaz. He gets they let him run a little bit off the bench.
He's great. I think he's great. He's a low key great passer. Like
I think so. He's an underrated passer for sure.
yeah.
I like Korkmaz. I've been a fan of Korkmaz for a while.
That
Yeah,
1-2 game, he's really good at passing or even
yeah,
getting
he's
shot or even
solid. Him and
mid
Drummond were
range.
playing well together.
Yeah.
Now
He
for
hit big
sure.
threes. He be hitting big threes in big games too. He had a good game against the Bucks.
Yeah, he's like the same. He's in that mold of Pat Connaughton, Like these energy guys who could shoot threes, that could play defense,
Yeah,
that could do a little bit of everything as a role player.
for
That's
sure.
really who he reminds me of is Pat Connaughton. Sneaky, athletic, could hit an open three, could run a semi pick and roll. But we
Oh
could
yeah, for
move
sure.
on to the defending champs. Give me
Defending
one
champ.
word on the Milwaukee Bucks.
Milwaukee Bucks. Simple as this. I think injuries. It's just been an injury problem. I think it's just keeping the team healthy. It's not like they're playing good or bad. They have good wins. They play good. They're playing good. They just been injured a lot of games. When Giannis was the only guy there playing, they were down with Grayson Allen, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday. All these guys were down, like, and they were what, on a losing streak. Like even him
They've been up
himself,
and down somewhat
they
all
were they
season.
were they went on a 5 losing game streak, and one bad week, it's you drop a lot in the standings, and
So they're at fifth.
obviously they're not that far. Obviously, let's keep it like a stack either. They're 2.5 games
Yeah.
back. It's not
But
that bad,
another
but
thing,
they would have been in a better position.
they have the hardest schedule remaining in the NBA though. I'll tell you that. They
Yes, that's it's
from
gonna be hard.
strength to schedule rankings, they have the hardest strength to schedule remaining.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So
hard. I mean, obviously they picked it up. They've been better. Like if you watch the last 10 games, they've been 6-4. It's not that bad. They took a couple L's, but I think it's just more injuries than anything, or at least trying to get the lineup back to health again. The chemistry. I think it's if anything, chemistry. You could also say chemistry problem. It's not really nothing crazy because they have good wins. You know what I'm saying? Giannis is playing at a high. He's playing at an MVP level too. Like that's a guy that could be considered, if anything, under Embiid and Jokic for MVP too. So he's been playing really good. He's been so good offensively, shooting wise. I think it's just more than I think injuries. I think it's just gonna and they're getting back to that. You know what I'm saying? They've been healthy for quite a while. So a couple like at least 10, 15 games, and Grayson Allen's been playing, Chris Middleton, everybody's Drew Holiday's been doing his thing too.
yeah.
So I
They're
think it's
gonna
just
and I think they did
it's not.
great on the buyout market as well.
Oh yeah, that's a
Adding
great
Javon
point.
Carter, getting
Javon Carter,
DeAndre
Sergi.
Bembry.
Oh no, he's back
Just
in from a trade, but
yeah, that's pretty much
DeAndre
a
Bembry was
he's
a
gonna be
great
good.
pickup.
He's
Probably one
gonna
of
be
the
he's gonna be able
sneakiest
to
best pickups
replace.
of the buyout.
I think he's supposed to be the PJ Tucker replacement.
He reminds me
I,
of Trevor Ariza.
I don't know.
Just play style too, like his body type. He's just
He
long,
more
skinny guy.
he reminds
That
me of. He's not as good as a shooter as this guy, but Nicholas Batum. Because Bembry's like he can handle the ball. I think he's a good passer. He's a decent shooter, but he's a great one-on-one defender.
yeah.
He reminds me of just because of the playmaking value. I think he reminds me of
His
Batum.
defense is really good. Yeah, for sure.
His defense is great. Like I think he's a
Yeah, I think
a
so.
terrific
As I
on-ball
said, Trevor
defender.
Ariza, like
Yeah,
listen,
he's
Trevor Ariza's
definitely
decent three. I think Trevor Ariza is a great one-on-one defender. I honestly
for
do.
sure, for
Um,
sure. With the length that he has and
with
the
the length,
IQ,
yeah, for sure. That's how I see it. Cause they do got the same type of body type, but Bembry definitely was a great pickup, man.
so I'm gonna.
Great pickup.
I didn't even my one word. Probably go confidence for them. They just remind me of a team that has that we just won a championship confidence. Like they're going out no matter who's playing. Even though that, like we said, they've been injured all season, they've been up and down. They're still 2.5 games out of the first seed. Everybody has
Yeah,
the confidence in the Bucks right now. I think on this podcast alone, we all have them coming out the East, right?
yeah,
I
we
think we all have
did.
them as the best team in the Eastern Conference. They're just everybody has the confidence in Giannis at this moment.
Yeah,
Everybody
cause
got more confidence in Mike Budenholzer after he folded a couple of seasons in the playoffs. He had a good run last year. I think it's the one word I could really think of is confidence with this team.
that's another great word too, for sure. Because like you said, like there's still a team that can win championship. Don't get that's out of the
Yeah,
table.
they're still my pick to make it out the Eastern Conference
So, yeah, like they're really good.
for sure. We can move on to the surging Boston Celtics. I'm gonna say my word. I'm gonna go first. come up. This team is on the come up this season. Started off horribly, losing a lot of games they shouldn't have lost, blowing big leads, but they really put it together these last couple of weeks. They've gone up to they're
last
the number
20-25.
yeah the last like 20-25 games. You're right. They have the best net rating in the Eastern Conference now,
Yeah.
which is kind of nuts.
Offensively,
They're one of the best. They're probably the best defensive team in the NBA at this moment. The way they've been playing this last month, I think it's since the calendar flipped to January, they're holding opponents to like 92 points per
They're
game.
the best team. They got the best record. If you go based off of January, because if you start off December like the 20 games, that's where Philly has had a better record than them. But since January, Boston's been way better than they've been the best team in general record wise. They've been the
Yeah,
best team rating. They're first in rating on defense and off and like second or third in offense. Like I think even first I see 1-1 for each. Like they've been just so good, man.
are they in the conversation?
They are. They are. I mean, they just beat Philly, blew them out, look bad. I mean, Philly, you know what I'm saying? They've been rivals, they're rivals. I don't think they could beat us in the 7 game series, but it's you never know.
But yeah,
I would be scared of them.
though.
Honestly, I would be scared of them too.
I'm about to say because if they're the one team that I look at playing against Philly, where I'm like, they have a couple guys that can at least waste fouls on guarding Joel Embiid. Like with Robert Williams and Al Horford, I think both of those guys are big enough, strong enough, fast enough.
With him?
Yeah, they're big enough, strong enough, fast enough, athletic enough to guard him.
It was mass scary because it was just him falling on the floor every single time, just getting tried. Like he wasn't even play bad. He didn't even play bad, but I mean, you just couldn't knock down shots.
That's a tough front court to go up against.
Yeah. I would say I wouldn't say a word, but I would say a phrase. I think you said come up. I'll say overcoming through adversity. I think because they had so much to overcome the beginning of the season. Like there was a team where they're like, oh, they gotta blow it up already. Like they're telling them to blow it up. Like it was over for them this season. Like it was gonna be like this rest of the season. And look at them, the last 20 games, they just been crazy. Like you just said, number one offense, defense, they've just been so good. So I think just them overcoming to adversity.
Yeah.
But we seen this shit. I kind of low key called it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of low key called it because we seen it last season, last couple seasons, honestly, where they just second part of the season, they just halfway through the season, they just start picking it up. And
they're definitely a second half team. Every single year they play well in the second half. Yeah, it's a couple of teams that are like this, like that play like great. Like I think Denver is another one. No, Portland is usually one. That second half of the season, they usually go on a run to close out the year. Boston did it last year again. Like they're a solid team. The Timberwolves are usually a team like this too.
Yeah,
like they usually close out the season on like the final 20 games, at least going 500. Like usually when their teams were bad. So let's see.
And
they're usually a team that closes out the
they
season
kind of
well.
low key started off good though.
Who?
They got 30. They got like 29, 30 wins. The Timberwolves.
Oh yeah. They're in the playoffs. I'm saying when they were bad. Like now they're.
Oh okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting them to be a little better too.
Yeah.
Because they've been playing well. But watch out for Boston. They're like Timberwolves, a better version of the Timberwolves in the Eastern Conference. Because I just think both of them are just two-way beasts. Like they could score with the best of them, and then they have the defenders and the length, the IQ to just go out there and get in your jersey to really defend you. Like the Celtics, they play 5 or 6 good defenders and 5 good defenders on the court at all times, or most of the time, until Peyton Pritchard comes in or something like that. And even that, like he's a gritty defender.
Boston reminds me of like Mavs, Dallas, the way they play.
They do I
think they play really like similar.
But they have some like Derek White. I don't know. I think he's a good defender. I don't think he's as good as a defender as the analytics make him to be.
Yeah.
Because like you look at dunks and threes, and you look at the box plus minus. He's high. He's third on defensive box plus minus.
Damn.
Like he's these stats love him. The advanced stats love Derek White. But like you can't lie though, he's a great on-ball defender, especially point of attack. You have rival point guards going up in there. You got to go up against him and Marcus Smart for 48 minutes. And then if you're a big man, you got to go up against Robert Williams and Al Horford for 48 minutes. Like they're a tough team to beat.
They're very physical. Yeah,
They come to a 7-game series, and that's not even talking about their two best players who are both two-way players and could go off for 50 on any given night. They're definitely a team to watch out for coming up into this final stretch of the season. Next up, we have the Toronto Raptors, a DEEP3 favorite.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So you want to go first?
I'll go first. I want to say under the radar. I think this team is filled with under the radar guys. I think they're an under the radar team, as in nobody's talking about them really getting the respect. But they're another team like Boston that they could play. They have good defenders on the court at all times. So it depends on if their shots are going to fall and if they're going to be able to score enough. But with the emergence of Gary Trent Jr., the seasons that Pascal and Fred VanVleet are having, the growth of Scotty Barnes throughout this season, this is a team that you should be scared to play in a 7-game series. If you're a team like Milwaukee, a team like Miami, Chicago, not so Philly. I mean, Philly, not so much because of Joel Embiid. But Joel Embiid said it time and time again, like, the hardest team he plays against every year is Toronto. They have the best game plan for him. Even a team like Boston, like everybody above them should be scared when they see this team in a first-round series.
And the coaching staff is so, like, up there, like, so
amazing.
Good. Like, they know what they're doing. They know how to read game and do adjustments in between games. And they trust everybody. Honestly, you said it. Under the radar is probably perfect. I had probably in mind like because I don't know. I felt like they were in a rebuild, but I'll say like rebuild success. Like that shit was so good the way they went about it. Like, but like you know what I'm saying? Because they start off really slow, like really slow. We were always high on them even right before the season, but shit, like you said, Scotty Barnes is playing like he just gets better and better each game. He's a rook. He's growing. Van Vliet, Pascal playing at an all-star level. I think OG Anunoby just hit a leap too. Like offensively, like he's been so good shooting wise. Gary Trent Jr. has all the confidence. He's happy in the organization. He's been happy. So he's playing good too. And they just added a couple pieces. A couple role players in the trades, like Thaddeus Young, a couple players. So I'm happy.
I like Delano Banton too.
Yeah, Delano Banton. Yeah, Delano Banton is good too. Offensively, he remind me of Jordan and Laura.
Jordan Nwora?
Kind of. Yeah.
He reminds me of? He reminds me of Sean Livingston. Especially like an old man Livingston. Just a big-ass point guard who's going to get up and down the floor, who's going to go right to the basket or take that pull-up, like, 3-foot shot. Like, he's just going to pass the ball. He's going to defend at a high level. I like Delano Banton. He's done well. Chris Boucher. Like, when they throw out that lineup where it's 5 guys who are 6'8", 7-foot wingspans that could pass. Like, when they have Pascal running point guard with that second unit, they're just a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
And then coming to a playoff series, they're going to play 6, maybe 7 guys, and they're going to get in your jerseys for 48 minutes or maybe 50, depending if we go into overtime. Like, because you just never know. They go into overtime a lot. They go into overtime a lot.
Yeah. They've been good, honestly. They just went on like a crazy win streak, which helped them get back in the standings. So.
Yeah, they've been going on win streaks all season long.
Yeah.
Let me see, what are they on right now?
They lost to 9.
Yeah, 8-2 in their last 10. So that's great.
Yeah, they lost 8. There was an 8-win streak, my fault. And then they lost.
Next up, we have the Brooklyn Nets. I'm gonna say my one word first, and I'm gonna go drama. It's been a drama-filled season for the Brooklyn Nets. Injuries all season long. Not even injuries, just in and outs. You had the James Harden drama bubbling until the trade deadline. You have the Kyrie in and out the lineup with what he's doing.
That shit's drama too.
That is drama. Then you have the Nets fandom. You're talk about it all the time with the Steve Nash. They do not like him. They do not think he's a good coach. I heard a lot of hate for Steve Nash. Just
Yeah.
just a lot of drama. That's really all it is, drama. The Kevin
Yeah.
Durant and James Harden situation. Like,
It's bad. It's just bad. I would say not to use the same word. I would just use disappointment. Obviously, all that shit that's going on, drama. The players that they got, the lineup that they set up, also wasn't playing up to the level. I just say you can't even just say it was all drama because Blake Griffin hasn't been good. Um, you know what I'm saying? Patty Mills been decent. He's getting minutes. You know what I'm saying? He's been
yeah,
good.
but he
But
slowed down. He started off the
other than
season
that,
great, but he's definitely slowed down a bit.
other than
But
that,
he's
Bembry
older
was so good for them, and they brought him out. They brought him out, which made no sense.
for Dragic.
Yeah, for Goran, which even I guess he's a great fit, but I don't know. I wouldn't buy him out for uh, um for Bembry. I mean, you guys need a defense. Just because you have Ben Simmons doesn't mean you got to trade him. He could be on the lineup with him too.
I don't think you could play both of them together, but
Or
yeah,
he
you
could
could.
just
Yeah, you could. Because Bembry's gonna let that shit go. He might not make it,
yeah.
but
And
he's
he's
still
a
gonna.
corner. He's a corner guy though.
Yeah, but yeah, you
I
need
think
at
he's a,
least. But I think the lineup that I was hearing Zach
or
Lowe's
Kessler
podcast this
Edwards.
morning. Yeah, I was listening to Zach Lowe's podcast this morning, and he was talking about like a lineup that they could run in the playoffs with. You go Ben, you go KD, and you go James Johnson as your 3-4-5, switchy big, switchy front court length. The completed pass lanes can defend. And then you go Kyrie and like Seth, or Kyrie and Joe Harris, or Kyrie and Patty Mills, like Kyrie and a shooter, two shooters.
It will have to be Steph. I think Joe Harris is out.
You think he's out for the season?
Yeah, I think he's about to be done, and he gets traded after this.
You think he gets traded in the package with Nick Claxton?
Yeah, he gets traded. You just picked up Steph Curry. Like Steph Curry's better than him.
He is
He's
a better
not.
player than him. Yeah, he is.
Like the last what he's been doing for not even him, just doing for Philly. Where he was in
Nah, for
Blazers.
Philly. He's a better
I
Philly was his
obviously yeah, it was
best, the
yes,
best
it's been
basketball
his
he's ever
best.
played.
Yeah, it was because, but he was still playing good as hell.
But it was
For the
also the
Blazers.
best fit for him if you think about it
Yeah,
too.
if that exactly, it was the best fit. You got Embiid
Because
setting pick and rolls,
I'm
and
about to
that
say
2-man game was ridiculous. What?
you get Embiid with a movement shooter, and that's like
And
they're
he's a mid range type of guy too. So like you know, what I'm saying he was shooting straight mid
he's
ranges.
pretty much he was a better version of JJ Redick when he was there. Because
Oh yeah,
JJ was taking pull up mid ranges too. He wasn't just taking straight
oh yeah,
3-pointers. He averaged 18 a game with the Sixers. Like he
for
was
sure.
really good for them. But you get Joel Embiid with a movement shooter, and it's like you're gonna score. Like you're gonna get baskets up. Whether the shooter takes a shot or he makes a dump pass over to the Embiid when he's rolling to the basket. Or Embiid could take the pull up jumper because he's a threat too. It's like that 2-man game is nuts no matter who's on it. So I want to see if Harden could run the dribble handoff. He's not much of a movement shooter. He's more of an off the dribble, but I want to see him running with him because of the actions that could come out of that. That's gonna
Yeah,
be fun.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be more easier for him to get to the lane, honestly, because of
Who?
how good an IQ James Harden is.
Now, yeah, they definitely should generate open shots for each other for a fact.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait to see that towards the playoffs. I want to see who's the fifth guy on the court with them. Like, do they go
I think
Matisse
it's gonna.
Thybulle?
I think
Do
it's
they
gonna.
go
I think it's gonna
Niang?
be George Niang.
Yeah, I want to see because the four is solidified with him, Tobias, Maxi, with those four, and then we'll see who the fifth guy is. It could probably just go based on series too. It depends on who you guys are playing.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
some nights it probably could be a George Niang, sometimes it could be a Cork Maz
Yeah.
or a Shake Milton. But we'll see. Moving on to the Charlotte Hornets.
Sheesh.
This one is I don't really know what to say about this one. Honestly, I would say, I guess, sheesh. I don't know. They're really the
I'll
same team
say
as
this.
last year.
This is what I'll say. Uh, a young team still trying to mature. That's what it really is.
Okay. So
I think because
youth.
you just there's positions in a game where they're winning, and then boom, they just go down by 20, can't get back the lead type
Yeah,
shit, or like
they're
they
definitely
don't
a
know how to
bad fourth
control the
quarter
game.
team.
I think they're a team that can't control the game. Obviously, when they're on fire, they're on fire. They're just a team that got to get better. Those are vet legendary. Those are like legendary vet things that you gotta learn or you learn during playing uh plenty of games. But they're still a young team. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more because of that more than anything. Because Miles Bridges been playing really good. They just lose bad games. It's not even get blown out that many games, but they went on a bad streak though, so that's why they're down there in that standings. But honestly, I think that'll be the word. You got anything in mind?
I think youth is a good word, like you just said, but I don't know. Maybe I would probably just say a name, and that name is Gordon Hayward. You've seen it this season, and we see it last season when they were a playoff team last year before Gordon Hayward got hurt. He got hurt, and they went on like a 2-8 stretch. I want to see how they're doing right now. 1-9 in the last 10. Like when Gordon Hayward's out of that lineup, this team is a completely different team. They lose that presence that like he just makes guys comfortable.
Yeah, he's the leader. I think.
Yeah, I think that's why I think he's their most. I think LaMelo's our most talented. Him and Miles Bridges, Terry Rozier, they're definitely the most talented players. But the most important player on that team is Gordon Hayward, for a fact. He
Yeah,
could slow the game down for them. Like LaMelo's a great passer, especially in the open court, but he still needs to figure it out in the half court. Like he's definitely more of a fast pace to get the ball running. But when it comes to crunch time, he was really a closer for them. He played great in the fourth quarter. They're definitely gonna miss his maturity and his veteran leadership.
yeah, and I don't
That's the
think
one thing I think about.
Montrez is
This is their
the
savior.
problem. Yeah, he's not. He's not gonna be their savior for sure. I don't think he's the type of center they need. I think they just went the same shit.
Yeah, they need
Just
somebody that's
small,
athletic
who
that
could
can run and
rebound,
defend.
athletic. Exactly. That's what I really think they need. But I don't know.
Yeah, they were that was a tough one to do. That was definitely a tough team. The rest of these are probably gonna be a little tough because he's towards the bottom. But I'm gonna go. We go Atlanta Hawks next, and I'm gonna say disappointment
Yeah, I had the same word. I had literally the same word for them.
for a team with the success
Disappointment,
that they had last season to make it to the conference finals.
for sure.
To be, I projected. I had them as a 3 seed coming into the season. Like I thought they were gonna be that good. I thought they were gonna have home court in the first round. Like, but they just been disappointing. Like they have not been the team that we all expected them to be this season. The inconsistency, the losing to bad teams, the not being able to defend the parked car.
Yeah.
Like it's Trey Young and he's by himself out there. Like
Oh
Clint
yeah.
Capella's he hasn't been it. Like he's not having a good season. I don't think so. John Collins is definitely doing his thing, but you look at the rest of the pieces. Hunter's been good when he's been in the lineup, but he's been out a majority of it. Lou Will's definitely taking a step back. He changed it a lot when he got there last season. He gave them an option for when Trey Young wasn't on the court. That's where they
For
struggled the
sure.
most. But now with his like regression, I don't know. They need some juice over there. Why not bring I see Jalen Johnson, he's been in the G League and he's been giving work. He's been going to work, averaging
Jimmy
like 20 and
Johnson.
10. The first round pick,
Bring
yeah, that they had this season. Get
bring
some juice
IT.
on there.
Bring IT.
Yeah, they
Bring
need
him
some
back.
juice over there. Fuck it. They got to do something. And I don't know. I'm expecting if they don't make the playoffs or they're a first round exit or if they lose in a play in however it goes, I'm expecting a trade next season for sure. Before the season, like in the off season, I'm expecting
Yeah.
somebody to go, whether it's John Collins, whether it's
It'll probably be John Collins.
yeah, whether it's him, whether it's DeAndre Hunter, whether it's Clint Capella, Kevin Hurt, or Gallinari. They have so many pieces that can get traded, and that probably will get traded. Because Trey
Nah,
Young's
I
team.
agree. I agree. You hit the needle. You know what I'm saying? Like pretty much like they haven't been good. They just been inconsistent. The players what they accomplished last season, conference finals. Everybody expects them to be good this season, and I don't know. Just they haven't been playing the expectations. Just Trey Young is putting ridiculous numbers. Just they haven't been healthy. DeAndre Hunter, and he's a liability on defense. If you don't have Clint Capella, who just got back, missed a couple games, and it's gonna be hard to win games with him because he obviously has Clint Capella and John Collins who are two shot blockers. I think it's the same thing that's running with the Cavs do. I think with
I
Jared
don't think
Allen
so.
and
To an extent, a lesser version.
I mean,
Because John Collins and Evan Mobley, they're completely different defenders. I think John Collins is a good weak side defender, like a help when he comes in and then protects the rim. But I think you could
it's the
straight up
same
run Evan
concept. It's two
Mobley.
big men.
You think so?
It's two big men that could. He's a shot blocker. He's not.
I don't think so.
Collins is a shot blocker.
I don't think so. I'm not a John Collins fan, though, so it's whatever.
He got bounce. He could rebound. He's a great rebounder.
I think he's a good player for sure, but I wouldn't. I don't know. But continue. It is. They're different. That's a double big though, so it's the same shit.
So I kind of see the same thing, but if one of the, you know what I'm saying, obviously if one of them is not playing, they're going to be a liability with Trae Young on the defense. But that's what I really think. They just gotta. I don't know. They just been bad. They have the roster to play good. I don't know. I think Tyreek Evans could probably be a good pickup.
Yeah, get him off the bench or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got just. I think expect them to make a trade by next season for sure. But we can move on to the Washington Wizards, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna call it out. Cruise control, bringing it back from the summer league. There's not been much to like about the Wizards this season. But if you are a Wizards fan, you got to be happy that you traded Westbrook and you got a guy like Kyle Kuzma. Like, who's been having a great season, who's a two-way player at the moment, who's been scoring great, he's a decent playmaker. Like, I like his fit. And I'm excited for next season because I think Beal and Porzingis isn't a bad one too. I think they fit there. I don't think they're gonna be contenders, but I think they're gonna be a fun team to watch with those two guys.
Yeah. I agree. You know what I'm saying? Porzingis for him, I think it's gonna be good.
Especially more than he was with Luka because Luka's he's so ball dominant. So like he has the ball majority of the time. This season, like Jalen Brunson's obviously getting a lot more burn. But majority of the time, like it's Luka has the highest usage in the NBA still. Like he has the ball majority of the time.
Yeah. I agree. I just feel like Beal, they're gonna still need that point guard, I think, for sure though. Is Schmidt gonna be that point guard?
You have to ask Beal to be that. He's your best player. He's got to be your playmaker, right?
No.
Or do you think they need?
You're gonna have to. I think you could add a decent playmaker.
But
It depends with Ricky Rubio.
I'm about to say like that's what you're thinking, Ricky Rubio.
Depends what happens with Ricky Rubio. Like you're gonna have to pick up somebody, because I think that it's the same shit with like Jimmy. You can't ask him to do everything on the court.
I feel you.
So like you're still gonna need something for him. I don't think he could
score
and play make at the same time. Which he probably can, but you know what I'm saying?
I don't think he can.
Come on, I don't think
he can. I don't think he's that level of a playmaker either. So what you're thinking is they need a true point guard, but there's only so many of those left. Like the three that come to my mind, like I say it every time, it's CP3, it's Kyle Lowry, and it's Mike Conley. That's the three guys where it's like they're on the court. Those are true point guards, and that's a dying breed.
Yeah, and they're in situations right now where
they're not leaving.
Perfect situation, exactly. They're not gonna leave, so it's not good. They're gonna
maybe they could facilitate. I don't even know if they're gonna even give this guy up, but if they could get DeJounte Murray, maybe. I think he would be a perfect fit with that roster with two guys in his top. Two of the big three that are playing with him that can shoot the ball. Like, that would be perfect for him. Like, I really don't know who you can even ask to be who would you – maybe a Brogdon, maybe, if that could facilitate a trade for that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that.
Brogdon got a fat contract, too. If you're going to move for him, you might as well move for somebody else that got the same type of money.
Yeah,
if you're going to give up that much, you might as well give up a little bit more.
You know who would be solid? If they could facilitate a trade to either get Monte Morris or get Tyus Jones.
They got guys low-key that they could make moves. Like, that could be good.
Yeah, like Corey Kispert. They have Denny Avdia. Those guys are tradable players.
And if you got to let go of KCP, then he could be let go too.
Yeah. No, I don't think you moved.
He
Oh,
did. He has
I thought you
he has
said
a contract.
I thought you said
No,
Porzingis. I thought you said KP. I'm
no,
about to say
Casey. No,
they're not
no.
about to move him
Casey.
that fast.
Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they got some moves they can make. But like I said, I think it's Tyus Jones under the radar name that would be a solid pickup for the Wizards.
Yeah, Tyson. Yeah.
And I think he's a free
Sure.
agent as well.
But I don't know. It's gonna be hard for him. He's in a good ass. He likes it there. He gets minutes. That maybe he does want to become a starter. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he does. You know what I'm saying? So why
I
would
think
he
he can
want to
be.
take that job?
Especially in a
can
role
be.
like that where you're playing with scorers and shooters around you. Like
Yeah,
I like Tyus Jones a lot. I feel like he's
for sure.
having a great season.
Yeah, he's looking really good. He's been playing really good. That's wild. How you dunk blindfolded? Like I'm just looking at that shit. That's wild. I have never seen that shit.
But let's see what year this
You know
is.
how
Bro.
hard it is to even walk.
Yeah, we have
blindfolded?
as y'all know, every episode I have I have YouTube videos playing in the background, highlights, whatever it may be. This is every dunk contest from 1984, and I'm not sure who this Cedric Cebalo, I think is his name, but from the Phoenix Suns, he dunked blindfolded, ran from half court.
From half court though, like what?
Yeah, that was a good dunk.
That's wild.
All right, moving on to another disappointing team, the New York Knicks. I'm gonna go one word, one phrase. Give the keys. Give the keys to RJ Barrett.
Blow it up. That's what I'll go with.
Give the keys to RJ Barrett. Let him build around him. Get guys that fit around him. Whether that's keeping Julius Randle or trading him, let him take a backseat. Do as you please. Would you mind? Would you, depending on how fast this team wants to rebuild, would you mind a Brogdon for thing swap? Brogdon for Julius Randle.
I would like that. Tyrese Halliburton a little bit.
And Tyrese Halliburton stays in
Pacers.
So you have Halliburton, Miles Turner, Duarte with Julius Randle.
I like that.
I think that would be a good move for both teams. We've seen this guy's on his way out. Kemba Walker, they say they're going to bench him for the rest of the season.
Yeah. But what? Please, how does that even make any fucking sense? Like, what is he going to do?
They should just buy him out.
Exactly. His contract's so low. What are you going to trade him for?
Yeah, they should buy him. That's fucked up, though.
Like, right?
Like, if you're not going to play him, at least let him get bought out and let him go to a team that's going to play. At least play him, but he's going to be on a contending team where he
and not even that. You're just mentally fucking up his mental because now you're saying, oh, we just want you to work in the offseason and try to get better. Like you're saying, oh, we don't want you to get injured. We're not training for you. So we just want you to just train. We're going to help him train from his offseason starts now until the end of the offseason, which is when the season starts. You know that, right? That's what they said. Like it makes no fucking sense. So you might guessing. Like, I don't know.
I think they're just throwing the season away. That's how I think it is. Obviously, they're not. They're gonna go into the playoffs and we'll get swept in the first round.
Go to Philly, sign that vet minimum.
Yeah, like that's a solid pick. Philly.
That would.
I wouldn't be mad if he signed with Milwaukee as well. A team
at this moment, he's gonna have to take that.
Like a team like that, or a team like he could go to I wouldn't be mad if he went to Denver. I think he would be a good fit with Jokic, just the guy that just a scorer over there. The Bucks is a great fit for him. Philly is a great fit. Clippers is a great fit. And there's a lot of teams that he could sign. The Lakers.
Yeah, he's a bunch of teams you could sign him for. No cap. You like that's not a problem. I think teams will sign, but I think the problem is he got to realize is at this point, bro, you cannot take for the money because you're gonna have to take that vet minimum.
I think he has to change his game. I think he has to turn into a point guard. Like he can. He's played point guard his whole life, but he's used to being a scorer.
But he wasn't a true point guard though.
But I think. But there's plenty of guys that were like that turned into stuff like that though. And there's plenty of guys who could turn into a point guard. You get what I'm saying?
That is true.
Like you can spend like I seen it like throughout the whole season watching the Heat. Gabe Vincent was not a point guard last season. Since he's came into the league, he's been strictly a 2. He's a point guard's body, but he's a 2.
I respect
that. But this season, he changed his game because he had to get minutes. If you want to get minutes, you got to be a true point guard at that size. You got to
But
fit
this
your
how
team needs.
I respect it. I can't even disagree with that. But you also got to look at you're comparing a young guy who's willing to change his game. We're talking about a guy who's been playing like this for his rest of his whole career. Everywhere he's been playing like that. He hasn't changed it once. Last year, Boston, when they needed a point guard, he didn't switch for it. So, what makes you think at this age, getting paid $5 million is gonna change his ego? His ego is just taken over, and there's a reason why he's not like he's.
I
You're
don't
saying
think it's his ego. I don't think it's his ego. I don't think it's his ego. I think he's in a bad situation.
he thinks he's a scorer. And he's not a scorer no more. That's what it is.
He can score though.
Oh,
Bro, the
God.
spacing on the Knicks is terrible, bro.
What about Boston? He was a bash. He just couldn't shoot. He couldn't make his shots.
He was
If you were an assistant and you can't score, what are you doing out there? Right or
I don't
wrong?
know. I'm still a
doing
Kemba
nothing for
believer,
Boston
bro.
either. Hey, I said it. I thought I knew that shit was gonna happen with him.
I'm still a Kemba believer. What do you?
Overhyped.
40%. Damn. Like that's hard to defend. He's a career 19 point a game scorer, 19 and 5. Last year in Boston, he averaged 19. How many assists? 5 assists. I don't know. He's obviously can be inefficient because of his height. I think he's still a good enough shooter to get minutes. He's going to struggle defensively. But he's just got to go to a team that's going to be able to hide his weaknesses. Like, I wouldn't be mad if, like, a team like, they have too many guys like this. But the Jazz, like, he would be a good fit over there. With a guy like Rudy and a guy like Hassan
He will
backing
be
him up.
when Nicole Alexander just got picked up. He's literally the same.
He's not.
He's literally the same play style and the same height as him.
Yeah, he is. And he's taller than him, too. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think he could go somewhere. But they got to do something.
He could still go to like I said, Bucks, Clippers,
like a contender.
But he gotta learn his role. I think it's him learning his role, understanding his role, understanding his role, and understanding his game, and knowing that, all right, bro. Like you're saying, you're older now. You're not the same guys before. You can't be that guy no more. So you gotta play for something. So you gotta switch it up.
Yeah, he's got to be a facilitator. You got to be, he's just a terrible defender, bro. Like he's always a good charge guy. He takes a lot of charges, but he's just, I don't know. He's just too small. He's gonna get attacked.
Exactly.
We've seen it in the playoffs against Miami. Jimmy Butler was putting him in a post every chance he got. Yeah, because you gotta hide him. Which a team like Boston now, I think he would be a good fit with them. Like you bring him off the bench and you have him like they need scoring off their bench. That's what they're missing. Or perfect team. Send him to Toronto. They could hide him defensively.
That's what I'm saying. Like
they could hide him.
Kamala, that'd be a good ass fit.
Like a perfect fit. He could run pick and rolls.
Jr. gets tight in.
Yeah, he could.
He's a great defender.
I think he's a good defender.
I was just gonna say
he's a high steals guy too.
Yeah, in deflections, and he was leading on a point deflections.
They don't play a bad defender. Like nobody in the rotation is a bad defender.
You're right.
Maybe like Makai Luke, but he barely plays. Like he barely plays. But nah, I think that would be a good ass. Honestly, make that happen. Masai, talk to him, and get him bought out. But moving on.
Oh, you're talking about buying him out like that, but I think it's both of them agreed to that shit with the Knicks.
Yeah, you have to agree to a buyout, and I'm pretty sure he'll want to get bought out. Like, let me go play this season. I'm healthy. I could run. Like, y'all just don't want to play me because Tom Thibodeau's stuck up.
Nah, but they both agreed on him sitting out for the rest of the season, and I think
I don't think they did.
I think so. You just telling me the Knicks like fuck it. We don't care what you think.
I think that they're doing the same thing that they did with Al Horford last season. Bro, we want to play the young guys. Like, when this season is over, what are we playing you for? You're just going to stunt the development of an IQ, of an RJ, of an Obi, of a Quentin Grimes. Like, you're just going to stunt the growth of our young guys. So they're just going to let him sit on the bench, and they're going to play the young dudes. And let Julius Randle eat, and they could at least get some trade value for guys like Alec Burks and him and the rest of these guys.
I think Randle's out.
I think he's out too. I think he's gone.
You don't want to be there. You could tell 100% you don't want to be there.
And then you trade him.
Even though his last 10 games are ridiculous, 32.5
Yeah, he's
points,
been playing. The
11
last 10 games, he was
rebounds,
great. Like,
like
great.
5 assists. Like, yo, I was saying it, but he better than RJ Barrett. Whatever. He just doesn't want to be
I
there
think
no
he
more.
is a better player than RJ Barrett right now, but he's not having a better season than him. Like, the best player on the thing this season was RJ Barrett. I think he also has a higher ceiling. But
We're
if you're
never
talking
gonna agree
about
with that.
the most talented on that team, it's obviously Julius Randle. He was an All-NBA player last year. The most accomplished. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, just trade
it's
him.
okay. I
Trade
thought he
him
would
for
get
Anthony
traded at
Simons and
deadline.
matching salary and call it a day.
I thought he was about to be the biggest surprise at deadline.
Right? Trade him for
Like him just
Anthony Simons.
Julius Randle just got traded. What? Everybody would have been going crazy. Because
That's
whoever
what
he
they
got
got to
traded
do.
for was probably going to be a decent pickup. Because Julius Randle, I think if you throw him in a different role, or not even different role, like just around different guys, because he could make a team a contender, or a fucking actual like contender for the finals. That was right there between the contenders. Like imagine him in Dallas.
I want him in Portland.
Dallas, Portland would be good too.
Dallas is a solid pickup though.
I think Clippers, he could be that Bobby Portis, but even better.
Now let's move on to the next team. Next team is the Indiana Pacers.
Damn, we got hella teams to go to.
Yeah, you gotta start flying.
Sheesh. So Indiana Pacers, one word, it's a rebuild season for them. And that's what I was just say that. I think they obviously with all the and they've been going through drama, and that's what it really is too, drama. With all
I
the
think
shit that was going on in the beginning of the
it's a
season,
tank season. It's a
yeah,
tank season.
that would it's obvious because Sabonis got traded. TJ's Warren's just fucking been injured. You can't even get him to play. So I don't even know if he plays or gets traded next season. Um, it's just a rebuild season for them. They just added Tyrese Halliburton, who's been so fucking good for them ever since he's went there, and he's gonna get better because I think he's taking a different approach now and looking at the game in a
I
different
think
way.
next season you're gonna see his stat line
It's like
go
his
up.
revenge season. And he's
Yeah.
so efficient. So you're just gonna see him more aggressive. Like you said, he's probably gonna be more aggressive next season and just be in the lab all season. So we're gonna
That's what
probably
needs
get
to
a better
happen.
version of him
He needs
than
to
he
get
was in
aggressive.
Sacramento.
If you get him taking 20
And
shots
not
a
even
game,
that. I mean, he's becoming more of a point guard too. So if you get a point guard that could drop 20 and 10 every night, what? That's a Chris Paul type of, and not even better than Chris Paul. Like Chris Paul gets you 10 and 10. He barely averages 12 points, 13.
he can give you like a tree. You think he can give you like a Trey Young?
Yeah, like a Trae Young. Yeah, I do honestly. Like I not obviously not no
30.
29 because I don't think he obviously he could at a point maybe that's his ceiling. That could be his ceiling. Like 30 type of guy because how efficient he is. But I don't know. I think what he's doing now is just he's playmaking way more. So I think he could be a guy that averages like a 25-10 type of guy in Indiana.
Um,
And that's without Miles Turner.
yeah, my what I'm saying for them is tank for Jabari. It's gonna be a great team for Jabari Smith next season. They're gonna get the number 1 pick. Him at the 4 next to Miles Turner, playing with Tyrese Halliburton as his point guard. Duarte as their spark plug too. I don't give a fuck who's at the 3. That team is gonna be fun to watch. Straight up.
I'll go fuck we had to take. Nah,
Straight up. I don't care who y'all go with. Even if it's the
and they
corpse
gotta
with
switch
TJ
the
Warren.
coach. Fuck that. They gotta switch the coach.
No, Rick Carlisle's having a good season.
Fuck
bro.
that shit. Don't even say that bullshit.
Bro,
And you know
been,
I support him. I supported him last year. But fuck that shit. He's been really bad for them. Like,
I don't think so.
this
You look at their
lineups,
roster, bro. They've been playing
confidence.
straight
Like, I don't know,
undrafted G
man.
League guys all season long.
I don't know. Bataz, what's his name?
Goga Batazzi?
Yeah, he hasn't. I don't know. He hasn't been getting that much minutes either. Like he should be getting this season. Like, and he's a great shooter.
He's decent. He's decent. But like you come into the season, TJ Warren yet to play a game. TJ McConnell was missed damn near the whole entire season.
Yeah, yo, he
Miles
has been
Turner
Brogdon
missed
too. Nah, he
has
was
missed a
right.
lot of
He
games.
was right. They've been going through
Brogdon
them
missed
lately.
mad games already.
Yeah.
Chris Duarte is a rookie, but he's also been in and out. Like you have Kiefer Sykes was an undrafted guy signed this season. He was not expected to be starting. Him and Duante and Dwayne Johnson are
Yeah, he's been
starting.
playing good though. I like Sky. I
Washington,
fuck with
yeah.
Sky.
They both playing good. But you wasn't coming to the season like those are my starting one and my starting three.
You're right.
But yeah, we could fight through these. We might not even
Yeah.
do the Western Conference today. But this next one, Detroit Pistons.
Well, we could just use that. Detroit Pistons. Um, I'll just say as simple as this: a young core team just rebuilding. That's what it really is too. Like it's a young team. I think defensively they're there though. I think defensively they're a great defensive team. I think they're just a team that can't get a bucket going on offense sometimes, and they go on stretches where they can't get nothing going. And when Cade's off the floor type of things, like stuff like that, just that's where they go bad and it kills them and they can't come back. So I think it's just a rebuild team. They're moving in a great way though. Like they're moving in the right direction with Cade. Jeremy Grant, I don't know what's gonna happen with him, but
I think he's getting traded as well.
if he gets traded, you know what I'm saying, you could add depth. You know what I'm saying? You could add depth depending on what happens with him. So and they're probably gonna get a good draft pick. A decent draft pick depending
I
what they
think a
could
great
get.
draft pick. And like we
Depending what
talked
they
about it
get.
already.
Yeah, depending what you get, fucking you go with
Paulo,
Chet. I
Paulo, I
don't
think
know
it's a good fit over there.
Chet Paulo. You trade Isaiah Stewart, which I think you could get something valuable, send him to a championship team. It's just for him to rebound or something. You could get something
Another
there for
young
him.
team. I think he should. That should be the move. At least get like a first rounder for him, or maybe 2 seconds. I get some for him. I wouldn't be mad at that. But
Yeah,
I
what
want
you got?
my one word, motorcade. That's his nickname. Kate Cunningham. I've watched a lot of Pistons games. Too much for the healthy person, I would say. But they're a decent team to watch. Kate Cunningham is my favorite prospect coming into the season. I think he's one of the best young players moving forward in this NBA right now. I think he's coming up as the dying breed of a true point guard. He is that. He's a pass first player. He needs to work on his aggression as well. But I just liked what I see from his rookie year. He's been up and down offensively, but I think next year when he takes the keys, he's running multiple pick and rolls a game, and he gets more comfortable with his shot, more confidence in his jumper. He already has his pull up mid range is decent. His pull up three is I think well, catch and shoot three well, but I think he needs one more piece around him, like one more piece, and he's really gonna be able to show out with this because the spacing is awful on that team.
Yeah.
Like nobody's getting defended from the 3-point line over there, outside of Sadiq Bey. And Sadiq Bey had a terrible start to the season. He's been great. He has been great these last couple weeks.
He's been good.
Last like 2 months, I would say he has been playing good basketball for sure.
Yeah.
But
I want
besides
to check
that,
Jeremy Grant's last couple of games though for sure before we.
I watched his last couple of games when he came back
I
from his
watched him
injury.
and he was
like,
playing good though.
yeah, he
He
was
was
playing.
playing
Like,
kind of decent. I think he was
he's
playing good.
aggressive when he plays on offense. He definitely takes a lot of the shots. I just think he's a ball stopper. That's why I don't want him on that team no more. I want Cade
like
to
him. I
just
kind
be.
of like him, but I don't know.
I don't know,
You don't like him.
yeah, I've never been a Jeremy Grant guy. I think he's a solid player. I think he's a good number 3 on a championship team. But I just think on a team like this, where you have guys that are developing, and you're a rebuilding team.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Jeremy Grant's the guy you want taking 20 shots a game and stopping the ball and shit like that. Like you
He's
want.
been averaging 17.6, shooting 45%, 47 from the field goal, and 35% from the 3-point line.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Those are the last 5 games. I don't think he had played last 5 games ever since he's got back. I think he has like 2 or 3.
Yeah, he missed a lot of time with his
Or torn.
yeah, his thumb or some shit like that. He
It
had a
was
guy
a
injured in
torn.
his hand.
Yeah, it was like something like that. His finger.
But yeah, I think we could say though, as a collective,
So
that
yeah.
they're moving in the right direction though. especially with the draft pick they're gonna get this year. I think, like, I don't know, we're
I
gonna
think
get
for the big man.
we'll probably tap in post March Madness. Like, I'll probably come in with my big board because that's really where you ended off. College season's done. I'm gonna release my big board. I'm gonna
For
drop it.
March Madness,
I'm gonna go
right?
like top 15, probably 20 prospects. Nothing crazy.
It's coming up though. You excited for it?
I can't wait for March Madness. We're gonna, I
Yeah.
think probably not next episode, but probably next Thursday. We could go in. We could do a little segment on it. Give our teams that we think's gonna go through with it. Because I think by then we could make our brackets, and I would definitely want the three of us to all make one, and we could do a little wager on it, see who has the best bracket.
I'm with it.
Goes the
Yeah, no, for
farthest.
sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. March Madness is definitely one of the funnest times of the year as a
Hell yeah,
basketball
it
fan.
is. It really is.
Like from the mid-major
Yeah.
colleges to the big ones, like everybody's playing balls to the wall.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to win that shit. And I think there's a lot of like you could list off probably like 7 teams, 8 teams that you really think could make a run this year. Like
Yeah, and you never know like what happens.
yeah, you just never know with these. With
There's
the,
so
a
many
team
buzzer
like
beaters, upsets.
exactly like a team like Alabama, who plays great against these good teams and plays bad against the bad teams, but they play up and down to their competition. But you see them in a 1-game series, those guards could go off, and you just never know. Like there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams that could go for it, like Arizona, Baylor, Gonzaga, Duke. Kentucky's been playing great these last 15, 20 games. They've been playing great basketball. Like Auburn.
Yeah, for sure.
I
agree.
I can't wait. March Madness is going to be fun as hell, especially with the prospects, because there's no clear-cut number one. Like, we've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. Like, we've been talking about Jabari Smith joking around and shit, but really, I think he's the best prospect, but we don't know who's going number one.
Yeah, it literally all depends
on who has the number one pick.
Who has the number one pick.
Because even that, I don't even know, because I really don't know. Because a certain team might like Chet more than the rest of us. Because, like, we've talked down to him on this show, but he's having a good season. He's shooting well from 3. The timing, the rim protection that he has is spectacular. Like, he really times it greatly, like with blocking the shots and protecting the 10. Like, and then a guy like Paulo Banchero was just a consistent. I think he's had double figures in every single game except for one. He's had double figures. He's just consistent. He could come into the league average 15 and 8 first rookie year. But there's just a lot of prospects that they have that we haven't even tapped into a lot of them either. Like Jalen Duren and from Wisconsin, Johnny Davis. Those are 2 guys that I definitely want to talk about next episode.
There's a lot of guys.
This year, the draft it's meh, but I think it's going to be
not as good as last year, but there's I think
not.
the top 10, top 15. I think top 10 most.
The top 10 is going to be solid. I think the top 3 for sure has all-star, all-NBA caliber players. And then the tier below, like when you see with the what's the Purdue kid's name? I forget.
Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, Jaden Ivey. You have him. You have Johnny Davis, a Jalen Duren. You have a lot of guys, Patrick Baldwin Jr., like that are like tweeners that you don't know what they're going to be yet.
No, yeah.
Well, we're going to see. But we can move on to the final team in the Eastern Conference, the Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic.
I'll go first. You seem like you're stuck.
I was looking at the Oladipo dunk. I'm gonna lie, that shit was crazy.
Let me go back to it. But I'm gonna say fun. Like, I just think they're a fun young team. Like, everything that they've been so far this season, they've been blown out. They've won close games. They've beaten decent teams. But they're just a fun, athletic, smart. Like, they try hard. Like, they're playing to win every single night. When Suggs has been in and out the lineup, Coindy's been in and out. Franz has played every single game this season, who has been a revelation for them. Yeah. I think better than anybody expected them to be. But when that backcourt is playing, when you got Suggs and Cole Anthony playing at the same time, the fire that they bring, they both try hard on every single possession. They're both like, Cole Anthony's not as much as a defender as Suggs are, but they're both trying. Like, they're giving it all on both ends of the court. They're like, how do you say, like, energetic. Like, you see when Suggs gets a steal or he gets a stop or he gets a dunk in transition. He's screaming, he's beating his chest. Like, they're just a fun team to watch. For the first time in a while, you could say they're moving in the right direction.
No, yeah. I think I think like you said, they're moving in the right directions. I'll just say right now, as of right now, just roster problems. I think they're just so guard deep. Because now what happens what happens next season? Markel Fultz comes back. He just got paid, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
right
they got
before
signed
his
an
injury.
extension.
So
Jonathan
what's gonna
Isaac would have been
happen?
fun on his roster too.
Jonathan Isaac too.
He's a
Like
forward.
he's a forward, but you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to make it work because Franz Wagner's on the squad. You got Mobamba. We don't know what's gonna happen with him. Like I'm saying I don't know. I don't know what happens.
I think
I
it's a
would
good
look.
problem to have.
I
I think
like
it's a good problem to have.
it is. I like this. This is what I would go with. Honestly, like I don't know. I think they're gonna be fucked up, and it's gonna be all about marketing. And I think they are gonna trade Mark Fultz or Cole Anthony, or because maybe Cole Anthony has more value at this moment is more valuable than Mark Fultz because he just tore his ACL. He was just starting to play good. I think Mark Fultz had finally hit his leap in his game. I'm not gonna say where he was gonna become an all-star. I'm saying leap in his game where people are starting to see improvement. Where
Like he's
he
a
was looking
playable player. Like he was
yeah,
like a
yeah, he was
starting
starting to
caliber
become
point guard.
exactly. Where you know what I'm saying, aggressive. He was defending like both ends. Like he was, but he just tore his ACL. So I don't know if a team is going to be willing to trade for him. I think Cole Anthony, but they're just so guarded because now what you going to do with that? You maybe one of them do run with the second lineup, and as if right now you just get them, you could get 30-minute burn. Like you could be a 6 man, still get 30-minute burn on a team like that. You just I don't know. It's gonna be hard though. But like you said, it's not a big problem. It's not a
I
bad
think it's
problem.
I think it's a good problem to have because you look at the way this team is shaping out. Like they have good prospects at every position. Like if you really think about it, like point
It's
guard,
true.
obviously they have like 3-4 guys that you could say could start point guard on a rebuilding team. Like and then Franz is probably the only wing that you would say that they have, or like him and Jonathan Isaac. You have
Jonathan Isaac is come on man. He was playing so good. I think
he
I
was
like him.
playing
I'm
like he was
not.
playing great. He probably
Yeah,
starts. He should
yeah.
start. And then you have the Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Bamba debate with the both of them playing the five. Like I just think they go at least too deep at like every position, especially with young talent. I like the way they're going. Me personally, I would run Markel off the bench, especially with him come back from an injury. At least he gets some like next season. You run him off the bench, run him as your 6 man. I wouldn't be mad at that. And you just hope you have a leap between some of these guys, but I think they're headed in the right direction. I really like what they're doing. Maybe Mo Bamba doesn't stay. That's
Yeah,
probably my one thing.
I was gonna say you. It sucks that because they can't even trade for him because this is last season. Like this was his free agent, right? He's about
Yeah,
to be
he
free agent
could.
next year.
He's on
So
he's a restricted free agent.
So I think Wendell Carter is a way better defender. I think I'm not like obviously he's a decent shot blocker. He got hype, but he's not like a guy out there that you could put him out there and defend and switch or come and step outside and
Who, Wendell Carter Jr.?
defend. Yeah,
I think he
think
is that guy.
no, that's not saying no. I'm saying he is. Mobamba's not like
Oh,
that's why
yeah.
like
Obama's
Mobamba. You
more of
can't
a
defend him. Yeah, he's more of a guy that's
Rudy
standing his.
Gobert, Julius. I
Yeah,
mean, Rudy Gobert and
exactly,
Jared Allen kind of defender.
exactly.
More of a play in the zone and playing a drop big.
Exactly.
Wendell Carter Jr., you could play him at the level of the screen. I would
Yeah,
choose
so
him long term.
instead of paying Mobamba, which you're saying I don't think he got that high ceiling as Wendell Carter. I think you pay Wendell Carter, but like you can't get nothing out of him, so that kind of sucks. Unless you force him to sign the 1 year. What's that called? The extension that you could
Yeah,
force him
you take the qualifying offer,
the
and then
qualifying.
next
Yep.
season he's a unrestricted free agent. But I
Yeah.
don't think he's doing that. I think he's gonna take the restricted free agency
But
and
it
go for a long
depends who
term
pays
deal.
him. Honestly, you think a different team's gonna pay him? I don't think so.
I could see honestly I could see a team like OKC throwing some bread at him.
I don't. I don't. I don't
I
say.
could see OKC
I don't.
throwing it back at him.
Look. This is how I see. I see like the money they throw at Obama, a different team, is the same money that Magic could throw at him. Like a 8, like a 8-10. That ain't crazy.
You don't think a team
10
like
for two
OKC would
years.
throw him for like a 2 for 30.
Nah, that's wild. I think that's wild.
For a rebuilding team?
Yeah. Or
Like
it is
like you're
wild.
talking like a 2 for
Like a
20 type of
Christian,
deal.
like a
Or 4
2 for
for
20,
40.
or like a Christian Wood contract, like
Yeah,
2
I
for
think Christian was
15.
like a 4 for 40. I think
Oh
was
yeah,
Christian Wood.
was it?
Yeah, it was
Or
4 for 40 mil.
yeah, it was like 10 years.
Yeah, 10 mil a year. I think, yeah,
Yeah,
he can get a Christian Wood deal for sure. But I would like him on OKC because they don't really have a big man that they're moving forward with. I don't
yeah.
think so. I don't. Not that I can see on the roster
But
right now.
Bamba was playing better this season. He was finally hitting
I
that
think he's
lead.
having for his standards, he's having a really good season.
Yeah, he is. He's like really good last season. Rebounding wise,
Shooting the three.
shooting the three. Yup.
Yeah, he's playing. He's shooting the three
Not
this
as
season.
consistent, but he's still dropping it. You know what I'm saying?
I think he has like an attempt every game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sure.
I like the direction they're headed. I wouldn't be mad next season they bring Markel off the bench, or if they trade him. I think they need to make a decision on that if they are going to do it like what they're going to make a decision on what they're going to do moving forward.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to keep him, keep him. If you're not, you're not. Like trade him away and let him go to a team where he can develop his game. He can get better as a player. But if you don't plan on keeping him, like just trade him when the season is done, if you can, or
Sure.
like halfway through next season when he gets a little bit of trade value back, maybe a couple weeks into the season. Because I don't know. I just hope they keep that backcourt together. Because I think Suggs and Cole Anthony are a perfect backcourt because Suggs is the true point guard of the two, but he's the taller player, so he could play. He's a 1 on offense and a 2 on defense, and then the other way around for Cole Anthony. He's the 1 on defense with the 2 on offense. Like he's the scorer, and then Suggs is the facilitator, and then on the other side you have Suggs is playing the two guards, playing the taller players, while Cole Anthony's guarding the ones because of his height. I like
that.
they should go with that.
I like that.
But I think that's it.
Sure.
We could do the Western Conference on Monday.
Yeah,
this
Monday.
is gonna go for a while.
Yeah.
But we could go to the schedule now.
Especially the West is crazy over there. But shit, we're back to basketball games on Thursday. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Predicted. It's time for predictions. First game of the night. We got Cavaliers at Detroit Pistons, division rivals.
Oh my god, it's gonna get bad for the Pistons. I think they just had a break. Oh no.
And Cleveland, they didn't leave. So it's like they've been in Cleveland the whole time.
Exactly. They didn't even leave. They were in Cleveland the whole time.
Nah, I still think Cleveland's gonna win. It didn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Oh, but they're at Detroit, so it doesn't even matter. So I thought the Cavs were home. Either way, they're in division, so it's like what, a 2-3 hour flight max? Probably not even. Yeah, Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Then we have Boston at Brooklyn.
This is a good TNT game. No cap.
Exactly.
They always go at it.
We always pick Boston and Brooklyn wins, but I got Boston.
Yeah, I got Boston too. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I really do got Boston.
I think we always pick things. On paper, they're a bad matchup for them, but especially right now. Like I think, like no Kyrie, no KD.
Bad last game they played. Bad.
Oh yeah, when they
JT had like 25 points like that. I don't know how many.
It was like best players in the NBA. No, best teams in the NBA. Boston Celtics when James Harden's on the bench. And there was a picture of James Harden when he was on Brooklyn. Was like on street clothes getting blown out by Boston. And then the game when you guys lost to them and it was him sitting on the bench and they showed the score. And they were down by like 40 points too.
Yeah.
I gotta find that shit and send it to you, but that shit was funny. Yeah, I got Boston.
Yeah, I got Boston.
Atlanta at Chicago. This is honestly going to be a good one, I think. Atlanta, they were a better second half team last season as well. So if they want to make a push, they got to win this game. Like, start off strong.
For sure.
I got Chicago.
I
got Chicago.
I think DeMar DeRozan is a bad matchup for them. He's going to get to the foul line every single time. And especially Clint Capella that plays mad low.
He drops on the screens. Yeah, it's going to be tough for them. Especially now because they only have one good wing defender. Like, DeAndre Hunter is going to stick onto either him or Zach LaVine. And then whoever he's not guarding is just going to go off. That's really how it is.
No, yeah.
And he's a talent at the wing defensively. Like I like what he's been doing on that side of the ball all season. Since he got drafted, honestly, he's been a great defender. But he's the only one.
For sure.
Then we got Memphis at Minnesota, a battle of the young teams.
Yeah, this could be a good game. I think
this could be a fun game with Anthony Edwards versus John Morant.
Yeah, and
Jaren Jackson Jr. and Karl Anthony Towns. Jaren Jackson Jr. is Karl Anthony Towns is the mold that Jaren Jackson Jr. is like shaping himself into, like that same player, big that can handle and shoot. Like, sure. I like this for the Grizzlies though.
Yeah, I'm going Grizzlies this one too. But they are playing away. Minnesota's playing at home. But they just don't play with their food. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been playing with their food. John Morant, they had long break. Desmond Bain should be back. I mean, yeah, he's gonna be back.
He's gonna play. Like he played All-Star weekend.
He played, yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, and they should be healthy. Like they've not been healthy all season long, if you really think about it.
Like they've
majorly been healthy. But they've been missing key guys all season long.
Yeah, but then they got the other. They have a deep lineup. Though people
they do. Like they've been obviously they're in third place for a reason. But you look at when John Morant was out, Dylan Brooks was playing. Now John Morant's back. Dylan Brooks is out again.
Exactly.
I want to see Dylan Brooks play with that.
But then what they do, D'Anthony Melton's been so good for them. Tyus Jones been so good for them. Like, they're really deep. Like if you really go back to the like.
Yeah, they're on the
and you watch them play, and if you watch them play, you watch them plenty of times, you're gonna be like, damn, Brandon Clark, Contra,
and to that same point, you could watch them the whole game, and they play the same style of game throughout the whole time, whether who's on the floor and who's not.
Same.
They're system. In your jersey, they're running up and down the court.
Exactly.
They're getting to the basket, and that pick and roll, like we talked about it time and time again. The pick and roll between Tyus Jones and Brandon Clark is top 10 in the NBA.
Unstoppable.
That shit
automatic alley-oop every single time.
That's what you need for a second unit. You need a two-man game or like a guy that could just go off. And they don't have that specific guy that could just really score buckets coming off their bench, but they have a duo coming off their bench that could just generate points. Whether it's getting shooters open or you getting into the basket with the Brandon Clark lob. Like that's just beautiful.
And once you got them being alerted with the lob, then you always got the pass to the corner.
Exactly.
That's always was the three, which Zaire Williams has been so.
Yeah, Zaire Williams or a Desmond Bain or D'Anthony Melton.
Their lineup is ridiculous. But
Tilly and Thing have been great too from that.
And Josh shows up and he's averaging just 27, so like he drops 25 on D-Lo.
27, really 6, and 7. Quick question: is he an All-NBA first team this season?
Yes, sir.
For a fact, right? Him.
I think so.
What are you going? Him, Steph, as the 1-2 for the guards?
You think he makes over Trae, huh? Even though like Trae's like, but his numbers are ridiculous. 29 and 10.
Who do you think he makes it over Steph?
Oh, but for the West though.
No. This is NBA.
All NBA. This all NBA.
All NBA first team. You're looking at the guards. You're looking at Devin Booker. You're looking at Steph. You're looking at Luka, who's been balling as of late. You're looking at John Morant, Chris Paul. Damn. I think Chris Paul has a case for first team All-NBA too. I'm not gonna lie.
You think Steph's gonna sit out there? I think Steph is it's automatic to make it.
To make it first team?
I think he's one of the candidates. And I don't know. I feel like
and depending on where
Trae Young's numbers are crazy, but
it could be. Also
but I'll just say Grizzlies. DeMar too.
Depending on what position he is, because if he's a guard, then I think honestly I'm going John Morant and DeMar DeRozan. Honestly, I got Ja over Steph if we're talking about first team at this moment.
I don't know. I still go with Steph, and I'll probably put DeMar over Ja. But it's hard though. It's hard.
Yeah, this season is going to be crazy because every time after time, it's like it's easy to guess who's going to be first team. It's LeBron, it's KD, it's Giannis for sure. It's Steph, it's Kawhi or whoever. But now I think it's going to be a good one.
Because Jokic,
it's going to be hard to make all NBA team though this year.
Yeah, it is because Jokic beat our automatic. Then Giannis, like what Giannis? Well, Bron. Or you put it
bronze are automatic.
But that's 4 already.
As forwards, yeah.
How many is it? Isn't it just 5?
It's 3. It's guard,
8,
forward,
right?
forward, center.
It's 5, yeah.
So first team will be it's 3 centers, 6 forwards, and then 6 guards that make it as the 3 teams. First team 2-2-1, 2-2-1, 2-2-1.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
that it's gonna be tough. Like I think, like the first of all for the first team center, it's hard. The Jokic and B debate. It was the same thing last season. Like it's just so hard to choose between the two. It
But
really
you
depends
could
on who
put
you're
both though,
asking.
right? Didn't they do that
No,
last
you
year?
can't. Nah, you can't put both. I thought they was just they're both centers because Joel Embiid made second team last year.
Yeah, hey, then fuck it. I'm putting Embiid over him.
I think it's
Got a
close.
better record.
But you
And
look at the record; it's only by 2 wins. Like they only have 2 more wins than the Nuggets. So that's like
that's
I don't know. That's gonna be tough.
we'll
That's gonna
see.
be a tough to choose between. And I
I
think
think
Giannis
I
is a
think we'll,
lock as the
I
starting
think we
forward.
could. I think they could drop. Well, not drop, but I think at the end of the season we're gonna have more wins than them. And what he's doing, bro, like you can't even say it, like 4.5 assists. I mean, obviously he's not putting the same
No, yeah,
amount of
they're
stuff,
both having like
but
tremendous
assist
seasons.
wise, like
Yeah,
what? That's
they're
wild.
both having great seasons. Like Embiid doing what he's doing, 20 what like he's I think 30, 30, 10, and 4.5. Jokic is averaging 28, like 13 and 8 assists. Like they're both just having like completely like amazing seasons. It's hard.
For
And then the
sure.
third team probably goes to Cat though, if you're talking about centers.
Yeah, I think so too. Hell yeah. Center
Yeah,
wise,
for
hell yeah.
sure. And moving on. Yeah, we can move on to the next games. Blowout. Suns at
Phoenix,
Thunder.
Thunder, yeah, it's over. Blowout.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Then we have Golden State at Portland.
Damn, Portland's been
Portland,
doing their thing though.
sneaky fun watch.
Yeah, they've been doing their
Sneaky
thing.
league pass team,
I, I, th-
honestly.
I think I'm still going with the Warriors on low key. I think they're so. I
The
think
Warriors
they're.
should pull it out for sure. I
Yeah,
think
they
I would
should.
pick
They
the
should.
Warriors too, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Blazers crawl out of this on top. Because they're a sneaky team. Like teams
Ever
walk
since
in
the
there
trade,
expecting nothing to happen, but they ball out.
they got good wins ever since the trade.
Yeah. And then last game of the night, we have before this is crazy. We got Nuggets at Kings. Sabonis was Jokic East before. Now you get him in the Western Conference, going up
Yeah.
the two European bigs, the two playmakers. But Jokic is just a better version. 26, 14, and 8. Incredible stat line. The Nuggets should win. I think the Kings have had the worst defense in NBA since the trade. So
Yeah.
I think so.
They did give up hella points the first game. They didn't. They kind of did, but then they lost to the Nets.
Yeah, that was a bad loss, but they're a fun team to watch though. I'm gonna tune into this
They
game,
are.
especially
I
it's the
like them.
late one.
I ain't gonna watch them. I'm gonna watch that one too. No, for
The
real.
Kings have been a fun
It
watch.
is a
Like
late game too, like you said.
I think next season we're gonna see the real strength of this trade because the Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox 2-man game, it gelled faster than we expected for sure.
Yeah.
Like they look good and comfortable playing
It's not
together.
even them. I just overall I like their roster. Just the players they got around.
Yeah, Jeremy
Barnes,
Lin, Holiday, Harrison Barnes,
Like what? David
Davion.
been doing his thing. He's been doing his thing.
No, were they looking good. All right. Next day, Friday, we got Raptors at Hornets.
Oh
I got
yeah,
the
Raptors. Come on.
I think we're gonna see a Pascal Siakam triple-double this game. I'm calling it now.
He's going for 25 points easily. Who's holding him on the Hornets?
Miles Bridges? That's who's gonna guard him. That for sure was gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But other than my, like, he's gonna. I
But
think
Miles Bridges
he's a
can't
little
guard
bit
him.
bigger than him. Yeah, he's a little. I think Pascal's a little bit bigger than him. He's like a.
Pascal. He's making a case for All NBA this season. Honestly,
He is. He's been averaging. Bro, let me pull out the stat. His last couple of games has been ridiculous.
yeah, he's been having a great, especially like given like a month in, but these last like 25 games, like no cap, 25, 30.
Last 10 games, listen. 25 points, 9.6 rebounds, 5.3 assists his last 10 games. 25, and he averages 21.
Yeah, and he started off bad this season, but
Yeah.
he's been great these last like 20 games. I'm about to see. Yeah, he's at last 25. He's at 23, 9, and 6. Like
Yeah,
he's balling out, playing 40 minutes a game.
Yeah.
On 50% from the field, 40% from three.
That was crazy. And we were saying, and I wasn't, I'm not saying you guys, I was saying personally, trade him. Because you got Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, I was doing the whole time. I was the only Pascal Siakam defender on this podcast since last season.
Yeah, he was playing. I mean, him and Scotty Barnes are playing good. I like it. So it's just such a big lineup.
Yeah, the way they play together now, it's like
they mismatch it now. If you really think about it.
Yeah, they just really mismatch on it.
They could mismatch everybody.
That's what really they mismatch on a lot on offense with them two in the court because they could both attack a mismatch, which is
they're gonna be scary in a 7-game series to play.
Yeah, I really hope that we don't match them with their first round. Honestly,
they're a bad matchup for y'all.
Yo, they're a bad matchup for every team in the East.
No, for sure.
Yo, they're scary, bro. Honestly, but nobody's talking about Toronto for a fact.
Yeah, people are sleeping on them.
We can move on to OKC versus Indiana Pacers. These are always my favorite games to watch. It's the two bad teams, the two rebuilding teams. I don't know. I love me a rebuilding team. I like watching young players go. And this is a game that I'll probably tune into. Maybe Josh Giddey and Tyrese Halliburton, two very similar players. That would be a fun watch. I've always thought that Tyrese Halliburton's game is most comparable to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, so that'll be fun to look out for as well.
Yeah, I'm going with Indy though.
Yeah, I got Indiana too.
Yeah, I got Indy.
Then we have Houston and Orlando. This might be the game I watch for real, because
that's gonna be
Green versus Jalen Suggs. That's gonna be fun.
Physical. Kevin Porter Jr. I'm going here with Orlando.
Yeah, I got Orlando. I'm excited to see Jalen Suggs come out.
I'm lying. I'm
excited to see him come out of All-Star break.
Go with the Rockets.
All right, moving on. I did not know he was averaging 18, 6, and 6. That's a good stat line. But we have San Antonio at Washington. Spurs should pull this out.
I think Spurs. I got Spurs.
But the Wizards have been playing well since the Beal injury.
Yeah, it's Kuz. And like you said, Kuz control. He's been on a different level. He's averaging. He's been averaging like 25, 30 since Beal been down.
Yeah, he's definitely scoring a lot.
And he's a great rebounder, man. I'm going with Spurs though.
I'm changing. I got Washington. Never mind. I got Washington. Not gonna lie. But next up, we have the Heat at New York Knicks.
Oh, this season.
Where I got the Heat.
I got the Knicks.
You don't believe that him damn self.
Nah, I got the Heat.
We have the Sixers.
But Randall could be. You don't think Randall could be a tough matchup for you?
Bro, look at the.
When you got guys attacking the other physical guys, he's gonna get to a line. I think he'll get to a line with you.
But Julius Randle has not had a good game against the Heat since the last 2 seasons. I have not seen him play well against us. We're a bad matchup for him because the guys.
You haven't even noticed yet. It's a national TV game though.
But we played him on national TV last time too, and he had a bad game. Now I think the Heat are the toughest matchup when they're going against for guys like him that don't have a true second option, where they could double him and he gets frustrated easily. Like guys like that, like Trae Young as well. They match up good with guys that are so low on their team.
Yeah,
I feel like that's easy for them to circle in on one guy. They play well in matchups like that. But next game, Philly at Minnesota. James Harden's debut.
Beat us last time. No, Friday's his debut.
Yo, they always go at it, these two teams. So this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
They're just so similarly built as well. But the young and Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Maxey are friends from high school.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a fun game.
Reason why? Because Embiid's going to get that. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Cat, but he just gets a lot of foul trouble. and especially with us, he's always in foul trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
I
He
think
probably is
he's
going to get in
gonna
foul
be foul
trouble. I would expect this for my betting people. I would expect this to be a big D'Angelo Russell game. I think he's a guy that could go off against the Sixers because they play a drop with Joel Embiid on the court. So I think this could be a game where he goes off. I'm not expecting a big Anthony Edwards game though. I'm expecting a big D'Angelo Russell game, but I'm going with Philly in this one as well.
That's the best game I ever went to.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Now the last Philly game in Timberwolves when we played at Philly against them, that's the best game I ever went to.
For sure, that was a great game. Then we have New Orleans at Phoenix. Shout out CJ McCollum. Like we said it, that when he gets his own team, when he gets a bigger role, he's gonna put up crazy numbers. And CJ has been balling out.
Yeah. Too bad his teammates don't want to be his teammates.
Oh man.
Well, it's a fact. How you not reach out to Zion and you had to wait for a post a media for you to reach out to him?
Come on, man. Reaching out.
Yeah, they're reaching out to him.
5 games for the Pelicans. He's averaging 28, 6, and 5. I think the exact number I said when we talked about this last time. We talked about it with Taha. I said I think he's gonna put up at least 26 to 27 points per game. I'm not sure the team's gonna be great, but I think he's gonna put up the scoring numbers. And in a Pelicans jersey, he's averaging 28, 6, 5 assists, 1 steal per game on 51 and 42% from the field. Like he's
balling
in a 27 to 12 turnover ratio. That's at least 2 to 1
from the 3-point line.
Like he's playing great. He's playing great basketball. Him and Brandon Ingram are going to be. I hope Zion could come back because they're building the perfect roster for him. If you really think about it,
he's out. He don't want to be there.
The only he's not. He is. He doesn't want to be there. I don't think so either. But they're
how do you not reach out to your teammate? You don't want to be there. It's just as simple as that. You haven't been with the team ever since the injury went down. Like what? All of this bullshit. Like, and then I think the reason why is because the media in New Orleans are just pushing this narrative of him being so big. So he's probably so upset with them. So he doesn't even want to be over there. I don't think he wants to be part of the organization. I wouldn't be surprised if he requested a trade.
I don't know. Something's got to give. Like you can't even lie though. They're building the roster perfectly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, hell yeah. Him and Zion and Brandon Ingram. What?
And they draft Herbert Jones. Who's become a great shooter for them so far this season. Valanciunas, I don't think is a good fit with Zion, but then you have Devontae Graham coming off the bench.
I think you trade him next season. That fuck that shit.
Yeah, you need to the perfect big. I said it time and time again.
He got a good contract to move.
Miles Turner is a perfect big to play over there. No, Miles Turner.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm saying that he got a good contract to move. Like he got a good contract. He's a good player. You sent him to a good team. He just finished averaging 25 for the Grizzlies. He's still averaging 20 with the Pelicans. 18.
Yeah, he's having a good season.
So he's still gonna go to a contender. I wouldn't be surprised though.
All right, next up we have the Mavericks at Jazz.
That's a good ass game, and that's a league pass game.
I'm going Mavericks.
Dallas, yeah.
Clippers at Lakers.
Nah, Clippers don't lose at home.
All right, Clippers. All right, Celtics at. This is next day. I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm about to fly through these.
Nah, you're good.
All right, next day we have Clippers at Pistons.
I got Celtics. It's Celtics. Sure. Yeah.
I got playing great basketball at the moment. Yeah. Raptors at Hawks.
Raptors
as well, yeah. We have them going on like a 10 game. But Wizards at Cavs. Cavs should pull this
Cavs. Yo, you know what's funny? I want to say something about the Raptors. Like, yo, you always pick the Raptors, and that's when they went on that 8-game win streak. I did not lose once that time.
Nah, you do pick the Raptors to win every time.
Yeah.
You always pick them, and I think you always pick the Cavs too.
Yeah, I fuck with the Cavs. I mean, shit, those are two. Well, they're the winner.
Yeah, they're having great seasons, both of those teams. Spurs at Miami.
Yeah,
nah, sure. I got
Miami. Yeah, you guys are home.
Yeah, they've been a great home team this season. Shout out, DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, he's gonna have a good game.
This is a fun one. Memphis at Chicago,
and it's a league pass game. I'm going Grizzlies.
Yeah, I got Grizzlies in this one too. Next
GG
game,
Spill.
another great game. Decent. Brooklyn Nets at Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, KD's gonna be back. Psych.
I don't think he's gonna be back for this game. But I got Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm
Yo,
Milwaukee.
Giannis' stat line is really nuts. Like it barely fits on the thing. 29,
weird.
11, and 6. Point
Word.
level defense. He's really the best player in the NBA.
That's wild.
Yeah. Kings at Nuggets again. They got the 1-1.
Come on, Nuggets.
Yeah, for sure. I think Nuggets
One-
sweep the one game
Yeah, I
series.
think
two-game
yeah.
series.
I think they win both. Yep.
All right, going on to Sunday, a 1 p.m. Eastern start, ABC game, Philly at New York. I got Philly.
So now you gotta think about that. Shit. We got Philly.
Ooh, Jazz at Suns. Ooh,
That's a good game.
one. I got Suns.
I
though.
think Jazz.
Yo, we're forgetting though. We didn't even talk about this. Chris Paul to be out for 2 months.
Yup.
So
Yeah.
that could hold a factor in this one, but I still got the Suns.
And it's a wrist injury,
Yeah.
so it could be big.
All right, next game we have Celtics at Pacers. I'm gonna go on a limb. I think the Pacers win this one.
I like that. I'm going with the Pacers too.
All right, Pistons at Hornets.
Hornets.
Clippers at Rockets.
Clippers.
Yeah, for fact. Clippers. Mavs at Warriors. There's 4 national TV games on Sunday. Sheesh. I got
That's a lot. You gotta make up for the games you missed, but I'm going with the Warriors on this one.
Nuggets at Blazers.
Nuggets.
I got Blazers. All right, Pelicans at Lakers.
Pelicans.
I got Pelicans. Yeah, facts.
I thought Pelicans could beat them.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back
Thank you,
Monday,
guys.
giving our one word for the Western Conference and enjoy
We
the week of
out.
basketball.